You are now tuning in to Boss Lady Talk NJ TV, where no subject is off limits.
Shout out to all our VIPs and welcome to all my new subscribers. All right, tell me, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, we just gonna go ahead and start. Before I used to wait for the eyeball, but I'm not doing that no more. We just gonna go ahead and talk about it, and like whoever catches the replay, catches the replay. Okay, so
Okay.
let's get into this Jeffrey Dahmer because we actually watched it, right?
Yeah.
We actually took the time out and watched this. What do you want to call it? Series. It
Yeah.
was wild. It was wild. I'm not gonna lie. When I first turned it on, I started to click it back off because I don't like movies like this.
Right.
And we just gonna get into it like from the beginning. From the beginning, what was your thoughts on it when it first started from when he was little?
Okay, so just a little bit of background on myself. I've always been kind of fascinated with serial killers. Um not I'm not like just I've been fascinated with how their mind works and how, they think and things like that. So from the very beginning, I honestly felt like one second. So I honestly felt like he kind of, now don't get me wrong, I'm not making any excuses for what he did or anything like that. But looking at it from um, a different standpoint, I think he was kind of set up for failure just with his just with his DNA and the way that he inherited, I think this is all my opinion, he inherited some of his mental illness or whatever you want to call it from his father, because his
Hey,
father ended
cool
up
gamer.
saying,
Hey, cool gamer. Hey, pretty glow aesthetics. Okay,
hey.
so you
So
feel
his
like
father later on expressed that he had some of those same thoughts and same feelings when he was, a young teenager. And coupled with the fact that his mother was taking so many different medications while she was pregnant with him, I think it just ended up being a bad combination. Then on top of it, his environment that he grew up in, I don't feel like he got um the help that he needed, at a young age. And then he was, exposed to arguing and fighting, which the arguing and fighting alone, like a lot of parents argue and fight. I'm not saying that that's an excuse to be a serial killer, but that those types of things mold and shape a child when they're younger, when they are exposed to those types of things. Um,
I'm gonna have to disagree with the environment part.
well, I don't think that the environment part was a huge chunk of it, but I think it did have something to do with it. I certainly don't think that it helped that he, you know, saw some of the things he saw. And I think that he would have been okay if he would have gotten, the help that he needed at a young age. But I think because it seems like, now I don't know, we only know, of course, of what this is showing us, but from what it showed, it seemed like he was left alone a lot. He was left to kind of fend for himself, and he didn't really have a whole lot of guidance. He didn't have really anybody. And he seemed like the type of kid that was like real quiet and to himself, and, didn't really express himself a lot. So
Yeah, but
he,
there's a lot of kids that be home that are latchkey kids that do not turn out like that.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying any one thing by itself is the reason why. There is no excuse for it. I'm saying the
So you think
combination of things.
so you think it's a combination of his environment, his Mom,
Genetic, his
drugs.
mom and the pill. Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I don't think it's any one thing. And it's also his choices. I mean, at the end of the day, he chose to do the things that he did. And I'm not saying that because his environment or because his genetics or because his mother, that gives him an excuse or the right to do what he did. He was absolutely wrong. I just think that it made him, I think it gave him the predisposition. Now, he is the one that chose to act on the things instead of getting help. He's the one that chose to, you know, to delve into his, you know what I'm saying, his
I'm,
desires and
I'm,
his
I'm
fantasies and stuff. But
kind of like the opposite of what you thinking. I'm
okay, tell
kind
me
of
what
like
you think.
I'm like he's fully aware of what he done. He articulated it very well about what he done. He was very clear about it. I think he was bored, and maybe he wasn't getting no attention when he was younger. But again, that was his choice because even I mean, as he was growing up, he was doing stupid shit just to get attention. So I mean, I feel like, and even with him telling him his story, he was very adamant about what he done, and to me kind of like glorifying it, and probably and would have kept doing it had he not gotten caught.
Right, and I some of that I do agree with. I think at some points in time he was very aware of what he was doing. I think at other points in time he kind of went into a euphoric type of state and did some things, and then with, I think a lot of it also had to do with the alcohol. So I think he may have blacked out and done some things that he might not have been aware of at the time. But I think he was fully aware of what he was doing. And I think that at some point, the urges got so strong that he just gave up trying to fight against them and he just delved into it. I don't think at any point in time, that he didn't know what he was doing or didn't know what was going on. He was aware. But, I think he did have moments where he kind of like, would, especially when he was drinking, he would kind of like zone out and be out of it. But as far as him knowing what he was doing was wrong, he knew full on what he was doing was wrong. And I think even at a point, he wanted to get caught. And I think that
Yeah,
after
but
he
yeah,
had gotten
that was later on. That was later on.
right, but I
We
think that even though he had gotten away with stuff so much,
but
and
let
he had
but right
gotten so many passes.
but right now we like in the beginning stage. We ain't even get to the part where he was starting to enjoy it, where he was starting to get comfortable with picking up people. Right now we're in the beginning stage, whereas okay, his father. Who do y'all really know that? I think his father was trying to live vicariously through him because you don't know too many people that it is people that pick up roadkill in real life, like deers and stuff that just die, and they actually take it home and cook it. This
Ew.
man picks a father, encouraged him to pick up roadkill on the side of the road, and actually took it home and wanted to dissect it.
I mean,
Like
I don't too much think that's so weird or off,
no,
just like the whole
the weird
fish gutting thing.
the weird part is, let me say this again. You have people in real life that live down south that see a deer get killed, and before
Yeah,
the blood gets cold or whatever, they take it
right.
home, cut it up, and they eat it.
Yeah.
You don't. It's the weird part comes in when your father encourages you to pick up roadkill off the street and take it home and dissect it as a project. That's where the weirdness comes in at.
Okay, so I don't necessarily think that's weird because I mean we dissected pigs in school and maybe it was his father's way of giving him an outlet without him killing an animal. You know,
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Sorry.
I mean, we can agree to disagree. I don't, I mean, and that's not something that I would personally do,
Okay,
but I don't
how
think
about
that's all that weird.
let me ask you a question, right? Because you homeschool, right?
Yeah.
And some parents homeschool at home. They do certain things, to teach their kids. Look, and like you just said, in school they dissect the animals. I don't know
Hmm.
too many people, unless you're homeschooling, maybe, of course, allegedly, I don't know, that would actually go pick up roadkill on the street and take it home and and bring it in your house and dissect it.
Well, and you also have to think there's a whole taxidermy is a whole thing. Like it's a thing. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and I personally think it's nasty, but it's a thing. I wouldn't do it, but I don't. It doesn't seem all that weird to me.
That's weird to me. Like, and then why lie and then say something died under and then it's the cover it up part for me too, and the lies that came along with it. See, when you start doing stuff like that, that maybe some people like me might deem weird, and then you lie about it, which makes then now you got to cover it up for something. You find
Right.
roadkill, then you bring it in your house. Then your parents wants to know what that smell is, so then you lie about it and say
Well,
it's
he
something
he
died under the house.
right, but that's because he had bodies in there, and he was telling them that something died under the house to get them off of the fact that they were smelling a rotting body.
No, first it started off with roadkill.
No, but that he was doing the roadkill in the garage with his father, and he knew what that was. His father, they all knew it. But when he started killing people, he would tell them, "Oh, it's just something. Something died under the house, and I can't get to it."
Right. So why? Okay. So Pretty Glow Aesthetic said, I agree. If he did not get caught, he would have kept continuing to kill.
Oh,
But
absolutely, I agree
uh,
100% with that.
I feel like he uses mental illness as an excuse to do what he did. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I'm gonna
See,
have to.
I disagree with because I think because when they were saying, you need to go into a mental institution, he was like, no, I knew what I was doing. I wasn't insane. I'm not insane. I know what I was doing.
Right,
He said, and he
and that's
said he deserved to die.
and that's why she's saying that she feel like people uses mental illness as an excuse. Because just like
Right.
you just
I mean,
said,
some people do. Some people
just
do.
like just like you just said, he was fully aware of what he did. I mean, hell, his father was the one trying to cover it up, trying to put him in a mental institution when he's saying, no, that's not what I want to do. I did these
Yeah.
crimes and I did like he was an honest serial killer.
Right. He flat out said he deserved to die.
He was a honest serial killer, which is why I'm not making up excuses for him.
No,
He
I'm not
was
making any excuses
he
for him either.
wasn't
He absolutely was responsible for everything he did.
he was a bored. I'm just gonna say it. This is my opinion. I feel like he was bored. Yeah, yeah. His mother did drugs with him, and she did all of that. And the father did some weird shit with him as far as the roadkill. And he was a little he was standoffish. But all of these is also some people is socially awkward.
Right. And I get all of that, but I think that to, okay, wouldn't you agree that to be sexually turned on by by killing someone or, handling their organs or eating someone, consuming someone, do you feel like that would be bordering on mental illness?
Yeah,
Whether you do it or not, just to be in the position of where you fantasize and get pleasure from thinking or doing those things.
of course, it's some type of form of mental illness.
That's all
But
I'm saying.
but
I'm not
but
saying that it's an excuse or a pass. He doesn't get a pass.
but even in the movie when he tried to drink the blood and everything,
Yeah.
right then and there, I'm like, maybe it's these words we use, weirdo. weird. Uh, 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 it's so yeah. All of that is fucking weird. But he created this weirdness. He created all of this. This is a persona that he wanted to create for himself.
I don't know that I agree with that, but I mean, he definitely decided and chose to do the things that he did. But I don't know that if he had a choice, if he would have chosen to have the urges that he had. I don't know about that.
If did you hear his interview?
Yeah, I've done a lot of research over the years on Jeffrey Dahmer.
His interview was dead on fucking point. His father tells the same story on Oprah. He tells the same story on the Inside Edition. The movie was down to a T.
Mm-hmm.
You can. It's like creating a character. He created this character of a
Well,
serial killer.
I guess I can kind of see what you're saying because it was like a persona he was trying to hide from everybody else at times, but I also think that had something to do with him being gay too, because in that he didn't want certain people to know he was gay, but then in certain instances he was like, oh, that's just gay stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah. So he didn't want
so I
certain
can
people
kind of
to know,
see what
right?
you're saying, but
Right.
I still don't think that if he had a choice to have those urges that he would choose that. I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, he
That's what
started
I'm saying.
when he started acting out on him. When he stole that mannequin, all of
Yeah.
that was getting all in. He was getting into character. Okay, he was
Yeah,
to
he was
me.
definitely progressing into, what he turned
Yeah,
into,
yeah.
definitely.
He was definitely he was getting into character. Okay, he tried it out. He didn't like gay people, and just like he said,
I don't know that I agree with that. I think he did. I think he was gay.
I don't think that. I'm not saying that he wasn't gay. What I'm saying is in the beginning, it wasn't about whether he liked the gays or not. It was he wanted to act out on his fantasies. He wanted to act out on his fantasies, and he did. And he realized he liked it, but he just didn't want nobody to know he liked it. He was
I think
that,
I
that,
think there's
that
a part of, I think a large part of, and this is going to sound kind of weird, but I think a large part of his sexuality was that he was really turned on by himself. Like he liked a certain shape. He liked a certain, muscular structure and bone structure and things like that. And he said plenty of times that, he targeted people that he found beautiful. So I don't necessarily think it was really had anything to, I mean, like, he got sexual pleasure from the things that he did,
girl.
but
When it comes to that beautiful, like what he might deem beautiful, we not might not deem what he might deem
right,
handsome.
that's with anybody.
What he might deem handsome, we might deem like, oh no, he is not like all what you say he is. Everybody have different tastes. So,
Right, different preferences.
so
Right, exactly. So,
all that to me, I feel like it was a mental facade that he was building up in his brain. Okay, and I feel like all of them, all these things that he was acting out on, he was trying it to see whether or not he can get away with it.
I think it goes deeper than that.
Okay,
But
so let's listen to some things. Okay, hold on a
okay.
second. Let's listen to let's listen to this real quick.
I desensitize myself to it. I
That's the key word right there. He desensitized himself. That's what he did.
Yeah, he
He
dehumanized people.
he desensitized himself where he
Yeah,
did it and was able to turn it off.
right. Like he was comfortable with it.
Right, he could turn it on when he wanted to, and when he got around his dad and his grandmother and stuff, he was able to turn it off.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, he definitely made efforts to hide it. I'm not gonna say that,
That's called
but
turning it off. When you're trying to
I
hide
don't.
something.
I don't know that he could necessarily ever turn it off. But I think he definitely tried to cover it up.
When I say turn it off, I mean you're trying to cover it up.
Right.
Grandma's like, what's that smell? Oh, grandma, it's the thing from underneath the stairs.
Right.
And then
Right.
when he can't convince grandma no more, then his anger starts to play in.
Yeah.
Let me do scare tactics with grandma now. Okay, let's
He is pure evil, but you never know it by looking at him. But when you hear him, that's another story. He's killing people.
anytime somebody can sit up in your face and tell a whole story about it and don't just read my book and don't really bat an eye about it or have no type of emotions, clearly something wrong with you.
Right.
Clearly something wrong with you. But um a lot of people's parents smoked crack when they was younger, and a lot of them didn't come out being crack babies.
No
That's all
doubt.
I'm saying. That's
No
all I'm
doubt.
saying. His mama could have
There's
been
a
doing
lot
a
of
lot of
Right. There's a lot of people that have genetically been set up for failure in life that don't choose to kill people. It just,
things for
I'm
him.
not giving him, I'm not at all giving him an excuse or a pass or anything for anything that he did. I'm just saying what I think contributed to what he turned into. It's not an excuse. None of it is an excuse because, once he started feeling these things, he could have went in to seek help himself, whether it be, school, or he had plenty of opportunities in the military and in college and in school. And, he had resources that he could have used to get his self help, and he chose not to.
It seemed like with all of them, and I am going to be funny right now, but for real, his coping mechanisms didn't work. I mean, if he wanted to become successful, he could have been. Whatever urges he had in his mind didn't allow him to. Okay, because he was able to go in the army, he was able to go into college, he was able to do all of those things. He chose not to. And first of all, as far as them drugs that his mom was taking when she was younger, he seemed very intelligent. He didn't
Yeah,
seem
I,
like he
I
had a
would I would
brain.
agree.
He didn't seem like he had a brain of a disabled child with
No,
all
I
the
don't think
content.
that I don't think that I think he was very intelligent. Um I just think that was a small part. I think all of these little things are
Yes,
pieces to a bigger puzzle.
pretty glow aesthetic said a serial killer have the same path. They are smart but dangerous. Yes.
Yeah, they tend to be very smart and very intelligent. That's why they get away with it for so long. And, um, but yes, he had opportunities to do things like going to the army and going to college, but he didn't succeed in those things because his urges, he gave in to his urges, and he wasn't able to be successful because he was always, driven by these urges and his drinking and this, that, and whatever. So, but again, those are all choices that he made. And like I said, I'm not making excuses for him, but you have to admit that all of these things, while they're not excuses for what he did, do play a part in who he became as a person.
I would have to disagree with that.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because The father went to great lengths to hire him an upstanding lawyer just so his son could live a good life in a facility where there's a bunch of mental illness people, and wanted his son to plead insanity so that way he can go and visit his son every day.
And with that, I feel like a large part of him pushing so hard for him to get into the mental institution and to plead insanity was because he felt guilty. He felt guilty because he had the same thoughts, the same things when he was younger, and he felt like he genetically passed that on to him. And then when he was a teenager, he played a part in the reason why he was, the fighting with his mother and then them leaving him in the house all alone by himself. I feel like the father, at a certain point after he found out everything he was doing, felt guilty and felt partly responsible for the way that he turned out. So I think that's why.
I felt like the father was full of shit. I felt like the father, he was also full of shit because even trying to get his son into a mental institution after he know his son killed 17 people. And because of his father's guilt of the urges, like you said, the father had the same urges as Jeffrey did when he was younger. And he still felt like Jeffrey's life was still worth saving. Because, and forgetting about all the other 17 people that died from the hands of his son. But he tried to convince his own son to check into a mental institution just so he can go and visit his son every day, forgetting about all the other people that died. His father was full of shit because, again, like I said, I feel like his father was having him cut up all of that roadkill because those are the things he liked to do. Those are fantasies he used to have. And he didn't have nobody to do it with. So he felt like, you know what? I'm going to pick up some roadkill with my son and do all this disgusting shit that I always wanted to do when I was little. He encouraged his son, no doubt. Yeah, I believe you. He was encouraging his son, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. He didn't know how to be no damn father. And I felt like the father was selfish, even when he did write that book and didn't want to share the proceeds with the victims. That all of this was about the love for his son and not worrying about nobody else.
But if and following along with what you're saying, if he had such love for his son, why did he leave him that whole summer in the house by himself and not even call to check on him? Not even once stop by to see him. I don't understand that.
Well, from the look of the movie it seemed like it was more about the wife and not about the son at that time. And see, that's what most fathers do. They walk out and they forget about the kids. They're worrying about the argument with the wife and the drugs and shit she taking when he's stupid as hell. Because if you is leaving her because she's doing all these pills, why would you leave your child with her?
Well, he was under the impression that she was going to be there. He didn't know that she left with their other son and left Jeffrey at the house.
But what I'm saying, but the whole point of him leaving, right, was because she was doing pills, right?
Well, I don't know that it was necessarily because she was doing pills. I think it was that amongst other things. They were just not good together anyway. But when she got custody of both of the boys, she took David and took off and left Jeffrey there, and the father had left and went on and started another life with his new wife, and nobody checked on Jeffrey. They just left him there. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody called him. Nobody. The mother didn't. How? This is what I don't understand. Like he was like 17 at the time. So a 17-year-old, yeah, can survive by themselves for a couple of days, on their own or whatever. But eventually, how they didn't give him any way of making money. They didn't know he had any way of paying bills and feeding himself and all of this stuff. You just left him in a house. Even if the house was bought and paid for, you still have to pay a light bill, you still have to pay a water bill, you still have.
I see that part you talking about when the mom left with the son.
Right. And then the dad left with the wife. Right. The new one.
And he was left in the house
He
fending
was
for
left in the house by himself. And it's like nobody called to check on him, say, hey, you doing okay? Are you eating? Nothing. The mom was just like, oh, I left some food in the crock pot for you and took off. And it
you know
was,
what? And
months later before
that
his dad even realized he had been there by himself.
that was wrong. That was wrong and everything. That was wrong. We all can agree with that. It was wrong. But don't think that gave him any type of excuse to do the shit that he did.
Absolutely not.
Let me tell you something. Leave a 17-year-old in the hood to fend for themselves and the house is paid for.
Right. I get it. No,
They're gonna go and get them somebody to help them pay the bills and bring some food into the house.
Right. I'm not saying that a 17
stupid shit that Jeffrey did.
Right. I'm not giving him an excuse, and I'm not saying that a 17-year-old couldn't survive in that situation. I'm saying, as a parent, I would never leave my child to fend for themselves like that.
Well, what?
He's still in school. I wouldn't, how when she took off and left him and she knew the father wasn't there, how did she expect him to buy groceries and to pay the light bill? And why wouldn't you want to check on your child?
Well,
Graduation is coming up. You don't want to go to their graduation. You don't want to know, that they're okay, that they're safe, that anything. Like they just left him.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree, okay? But what Jeffrey did, I still can't find in no way in my brain, like keeping bodies in your house.
Girl, can we just both come to the conclusion that what he did was wrong and there's no excuse for it?
Yeah, like keeping heads in a jar, like where he get that from?
Okay, so this is my theory on that. I think that because if you listen to him, it was kind of like he wanted to.
Wait, hold on. Let me read this real quick. She said,
okay,
I don't want to sound racist, but we are raised different from them. I blame the both parents because it started young with him, but I also felt like they didn't want him.
I can agree with that.
I got that feeling too.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, because I think a child with those types of issues he was probably difficult. He was probably a difficult child, and at one point they probably were like, fuck it, I'm gonna go live my life. You're going to live your life with your new wife, and you can fend for your damn self.
Yeah, one was probably like, no, you take him. The other one probably like, no, you take him.
Right.
And then you doing all this stuff around kids. I could see him having an inferiority complex. Like, I could see him acting out, but the shit he did, I can't see that.
Right. What he did was wrong. We're not arguing that part. We are not arguing that part.
He wouldn't get no support from me in prison.
No, absolutely not.
That's how bad no. His father, something was wrong with his father too.
Yeah, his father and his mother.
A mother is going to always love her child. Always. A mother is going to always love their child. I would never, I don't give a fuck, kid or not, support somebody taking somebody's life. That's where I draw that. That's where I draw the umbilical cord. Okay.
I think if it was one of my children, I would still love them and support them. But they have to, you have to be accountable for your decisions. There's nothing.
How do you make one accountable for? If you're still visiting them, you still putting money in their account, you still
Well, I
doing
mean, they still need basic human things. They still need to eat. They still need to, survive. It's not like you just, you can't, just because somebody does something wrong doesn't mean that they're not still human and deserve
the
food,
whole storyline.
you know.
The whole storyline was to try and justify the things that he had done as an okay, as an adult. Yo, let's
I don't think that it justifies anything. I think that it's maybe a different perspective or a different take on, or a different angle on it. But I don't think it justifies anything. I think he makes it abundantly clear that he was responsible for what he did, and he knew what he was doing, and he even said, "I deserve to die for the things that I've done."
I
So
think
I
he
don't think that anything is. I don't think that anybody's trying to justify what he did. I just think that people say, "Oh, he did this, so he's a monster," and this lock him up and throw away the key. But I think that at the end of the day, he's still human, and there's still aspects to him that are more complex than him just being a serial killer.
well, guess what? He's still human, and so was them people's lives that he took was also human. At some point, it's time to take the titty off the nipple and cut the string when it comes to that. His ass, oh hell no. If that was my child, baby, it'll be a whole nother story. I'm sorry. I ain't supporting that shit.
I understand, and I think I think it's kind of
especially not when he's sitting up here. Y'all, let's just listen to what else he had to say real quick. This man right here.
After the first.
All right, hold on, a commercial. Hold on.
Killing was not planned. I was coming back from the shopping mall back in '78. I had fantasies about picking up a hitchhiker and taking him back to the house and having complete control of dominance over him.
The hitchhiker's name was Stephen Hick.
So he had a fantasy. Just one random day, he had a fantasy of picking up a hitchhiker. And most people that's sanely, you'll think about it, don't mean you're going to act on it. He acted on it. That wasn't the first time. He's seen the hitchhiker on several occasions.
right, but I don't think that just because he acted on it that made him insane.
Well,
I mean, wrong, yes, no doubt.
That's the first time he killed somebody. That was his first time killing somebody.
I think part of the reason why he killed some of the people in the way that he did was, first of all, I think he wanted control and he wanted somebody to stay with him. And I think he wanted to have a piece of those people with him, because nobody's gonna stay with him. People have lives. People are, have things that they need to do. Yeah, they might have a one night stand, this, that, or whatever, but nobody was going to stay with him and just let him control him. And, because at one point in time, he was trying to keep them alive, but zombify them so that he wasn't killing them, but he wanted them to be under his control.
But we on victim number one.
Okay, so the fantasizing about, he said he fantasized about picking up a hitchhiker and taking him back to his house and dominating him. He wanted to control him.
Right. But what did he turn around and do though?
He killed him because but listen, he killed him because, first of all, well, I can't say for sure because I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer, but I feel like he got frustrated and so overwhelmed with what he wanted, and he dehumanized these people. So, like, he was looking at them like the roadkill, like, you're mine, and I need to do this, this, and that with you for his own pleasures. He didn't look at them as human beings anymore. He desensitized himself to death and fed into these twisted sexual fantasies and pleasures and stuff, and just didn't look at them like humans anymore. But there was an aspect of them that he thought was beautiful and that he wanted to keep with him. And I think that's why he consumed some of the body parts. I think that's why he kept some of the body parts, because he felt like
all that could be true and everything. He's sick and twisted. He's sick and he's twisted.
and I'm not
And
arguing with that. I agree with that.
all this stuff was planned in his head. All of this stuff he did, every killing, he saw it out in his brain. He planned it. He mentally planned it. He didn't just see that person jogging down the street. No, it was not. It was what, day 3 or 4 before he picked them up?
I think maybe he, saw him the first day and that set off the fantasies. And then from there, he planned what he was going to do in that situation. But I don't think every time he killed somebody, he meant to kill them. I don't think, not, let me take that back. Every time he killed somebody, I don't think that he set out with a plan to kill each and every one of them.
Really?
I think,
well,
yeah.
Why did he have that drug that he crushed up, put it in a drink?
Right, because he wanted, because he wanted them.
We know he wanted the control. Forget the control.
Right.
Forget what he was thinking mentally. He was trying to kill these people. Forget if it was a fantasy. Forget that it was a controlled thing. Forget that he was trying to keep trophies. Forget all of that. All that ain't nothing but fantasy and character shit.
I don't think that he initially set out to kill people. No, I don't think that. I think eventually he got comfortable with it, and then he started killing people, and he knew that he was going to kill them. But I don't think initially he meant to kill them. No,
well,
I don't.
The first time he did it, it was a fantasy, and the person still got killed.
Right. I'm not saying that the people didn't die. I'm just saying I don't think that every time he had somebody with him that he set out to kill them every time.
Well, the only person that he didn't do that with, and that was with the black guy, the deaf black guy. Or what? No, first it was the one he put in his head in the jar. Would that have been him? Because he really liked him.
Yeah, he really liked Tony.
He really liked the deaf guy too.
Right, Tony, right. And I think and see how he was so desperate to keep Tony with him, and he was just like, stay with me, and he felt like he had abandonment issues. He had all kind of just like
hold
issues.
up a second. Hold up, William, hold up. William said we have to remember that the movie has some things added for drama and shock value, and the real reason why was never told by him. Oh, hold on. That movie that Jeffrey just did, on that movie that was just played, who was the guy? Peter Evans?
Yeah.
The guy that played Jeffrey, and everything that happened in that movie, all of that shit really happened, William.
Right. That was actual.
Everything in that movie was all the way down to that.
It wasn't based on a true story. That was a true story.
It was a true story. Jeffrey said all of this before Jeffrey got murdered. Jeffrey said every last piece. You go on Oprah, you can go on Inside Edition. That movie was everything Jeffrey said.
Okay, right. If anything, I think they kind of dulled it down from reality, because movies can fantasize things and exaggerate things, but I think the actual act of it is way more dramatic, way more gruesome, way more whatever than they could ever make it in the movies.
Right. They really put that whole movie of Jeffrey telling his real story, baby. With these weirdos out here, it'll be some copycats out here right now. No, I like the way they broke shit down in this movie. They didn't make it so gruesome.
Yeah.
They just shown you. They told the story, told you what he actually did, because this is shit he really did.
Well, and I think they left out a lot of stuff too,
They
because
left
they
out a hell
didn't.
of a lot.
Yeah, because they touched on, the sexual part of it, but they didn't go into the actual sex of it.
Right. They didn't really put the shock value
Right. Because
in
I
that.
mean they could have made it a lot worse. They could have made it
Right.
a lot worse.
But whoever did this movie, I'm glad that they didn't put all that shit in it. I'm glad that they skipped the scenes with the 14-year-old boy.
Well, I mean,
I'm,
they showed enough of it for you to get the idea and the gist of what happened.
right. Something like that. Tiffany had his little clipping. They didn't get all into it. They showed you pieces of it. But all in all, it didn't take a rocket science to figure out that
Right.
that was some shit, still some shit, twisted shit. And even
Right.
Jeffrey knows this.
Yeah.
If Jeffrey telling you that he was a sick, twisted motherfucker, then guess what? He was a sick, twisted motherfucker. At least
Yeah.
his ass ain't make excuses like his mama and daddy did.
Right. He didn't make excuses for what he did. He didn't.
It got so out of hand. Like, what about when he was in prison? And see, this is how karma's a motherfucker. See, he got up
In
in prison
prison
trying
for
to
the child
act like
molestation.
not even. I'm just saying, period. He went in there for bodies, period. Molestation,
Well,
all
he
that
had
shit.
went to jail. Remember, because the judge told him that he was going to give him, work release or whatever, and he was going to give him a second chance at life, and this, that, and the other. Which I wonder. I'd be curious to see how the judge feels about his own ruling. After he found out what Jeffrey turned into after he gave him that so-called second chance with a little slap on the wrist.
I'm gonna have to say that that judge in that case, he was definitely racist. Okay, he was definitely racist when it came to the Korean man.
Yeah, I feel like he
Okay,
had no patience for them or their side of the story at
right,
all.
and Jeffrey sitting up there, acting like looking like a sad fucking puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all bullshit. I know that the lawyer, girl, his karma probably already came to him already. Who knows if that judge is still alive? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't
But
know,
anyway,
but I just, there was a lot of people that
Jeffrey
missed a
father
lot of
knew.
warning signs.
Jeffrey father knew. The Jeffrey father had warning signs. Jeffrey mother had one. I commend the mother. The mother seen the warning signs and she got the fuck out of there, pilled up and
No,
everything.
no.
The
That's not
mom
what you
got
do. That's not what you do as a mother, and you know that. If you know your child has a predisposition for
you
anything, you stick it out with your child and you get him help.
Yeah, you supposed to get him help, but you know what? You should have got him help when you first recognized it.
Right. Well, at any point in time, you don't just run off and leave them. That's definitely not going to help.
You know
If
what?
anything, that's
In
going to
the other
worsen the
mind,
situation.
no, but maybe she should have stood around and waited for him to kill the whole rest of the family.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as his mother, if she saw something in him that she thought was a problem, to me, in my opinion, it is her job as his mother to attempt to get him help. Now, if
Why
he
does why
decides
does
to,
go ahead?
if he's grown and decides that he doesn't want to get the help and he continues to do whatever he's going to do, then that's on him. He's responsible for his actions. But as his mother, he was a minor. He was under the age of 18 when she left him. I don't commend her for shit.
Okay, so we got the mother and we got the father, right?
They're
They
both dead ass wrong.
they both parents, right? They both parents. It don't matter who go get them help first. They both parents.
I think the father,
The
if either one of them should have got him help first, because he knew he had the same shit.
The father did get him help.
When?
The father, when they checked his ass into the mental institution.
He didn't go to no damn mental institution because at that point it was already too late. If the father knew when he was a child that he grew up feeling the way that he felt when his son at a young age started showing interest in dead animals, in roadkill, in violence, and all of these things, and being awkward and secluded, as a child, he should have gotten him help then.
When he started doing all of that stuff with them animals, the father introduced it to him.
Right, but the child showed interest in it.
It don't matter. If you got a sick father, if you got a father that's introducing you, let's just say the father was homeschooling. Let's just say that, even though he wasn't, but let's say the father was. The father is the parent who introduced it to him. He even tried to blame his father for it. The father said, "Well, why are you like this?" And Jeffrey said, "Dad, it was you." And what did the father say? Well,
he didn't want responsibility for it, which I get that. He's not. I'm not saying the father is responsible for the decisions that Jeffrey made. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, but listen to me. I'm talking about before he was grown, before he started killing people. I'm saying if the father knew that as a child he had those thoughts, those fantasies of killing people and of body part and all this shit, he knew that. He knew it.
No, you got it wrong.
The father knew that.
The father knew the father.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but the father didn't know Jeffrey did.
No, listen to what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying if the father knew that he himself had those fantasies and urges when he was a child, when Jeffrey started showing interest in roadkill and being disconnected, not having too many, from being awkward, whatever, he should have gotten him help from a young age if he knew that he himself had dealt with those things. That would be the first thing in my mind. I would have said
Jeffrey did not show interest in roadkill until the father introduced him to it.
However, because just be honest. Okay, whether his father introduced it to him or he introduced it to himself, whichever, however. Right, that's what I'm saying. That is we're saying the exact same thing.
No, you said that they should have knew something was wrong with Jeffrey when he started showing interest in roadkill. And
right,
I said that the father is the person who introduced the sick shit to him.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But the father at the end said, I had these urges and stuff as a child. If he knew that he had the urges when his son started showing signs of having the same urges, he should have gotten him help, is what I'm saying.
But see, let's just stick to the facts. The father didn't mention that until Jeffrey was an adult. He didn't even come clean with himself having his urges until the father started feeling guilty for the shit that his son was doing. That's when the father opened up and was like, I had the same urges when I was little.
Okay, but he knew it all along, whether he confessed it or not. He knew it all along.
Didn't I just say the apple don't fall too far from the tree? He knew it all along. He didn't think to get his son no help. What did he do? He forced his beliefs and things that he enjoyed doing, like this roadkill shit, onto his son. He did this. Jeffrey wasn't thinking about no roadkill until his father introduced it to him. They all were sick, no matter which parent.
I mean, I can agree that they all had faults in it, and they're all messed up. I can agree with that.
Whether he went with mama, the pillhead, or daddy, the fantasier, they both sick. Yeah, he was doomed to come out on some weird shit, but the father, maybe the mother didn't put as much effort in, but the father did. The father tried to get him help. Even talked.
I think the father tried to get him help after it was too late. That's what I feel about it. It was too late.
Because once your child is a certain age, it's nothing you can do for them. It's nothing you can do for an adult child unless they allow you to help them. Jeffrey knew what he was doing. Jeffrey was looking for some fucking attention, and he got it. He was looking for the wrong type of attention, but he started to enjoy it. I'm not going to feed into that motherfucking mental illness and shit like that. Jeffrey, I listened to his interview. He was very clear about what he did. Very clear and very articulate.
Yeah, with that, I'm not going to argue. I agree with that.
Everything
I
he
agree
said
with that.
he did, from helping the police find the bodies, he was very
Yeah.
forthright. So where's the excuse that something's wrong with fucking Jeffrey? Just a sick motherfucker.
There is no excuse. I'm not making any
Jeffrey
excuses.
is sick and weird. Weird. He acted on
Well,
his, he didn't have to. This
yeah,
is how
he didn't.
this is how motherfuckers this is how serial killers is formed. They get into character. They start acting out to see if they can get away with certain shit. Long as you let them get away with it, they'll keep doing it and keep doing it and keep fucking doing it. The problem
Well, I
is
think
we
I
make up too
think
many excuses for people like that.
no, I don't think I'm not making any excuses for him. I think that the beginning and the end of it all we agree on. I think the progression and how he got to doing to what he did is where we disagree on. At the end of the day, he was dead ass wrong. He knew what he was doing. He chose to do it, and it is what it is. Whether the saddest part is I think about this whole situation is that he's gotten more attention and more publicity and more um you know more exposure than the
Yeah,
people
let's talk about that.
victimized.
Let's talk about that now. Now let's talk about how social media plays a part in it too. Because again, this social media shit been going on for years. Trolls been out here for years. If people let the trolls take over, the trolls will take the fuck over. It took one sick bitch to write Jeffrey in prison. Just to let him know that, tried to glorify it. Because it's other people out here like Jeffrey, which is how John Gacy, how his ass started, when his ass hit the limelight. And it shows you hey, Colette, in the movie. Soon as Jeffrey Dahmer got locked up, next thing you know, a copycat came. John Gacy.
Right. There's Gacy, the Zodiac Killer, Eileen Warnos. Like, there's a lot of them, and unfortunately, they get. I mean, they get famous from the coverage of it and stuff. And it's sad that the victims and their families don't get as much recognition as the serial killer does.
It's the same shit like social media. It's the same shit. It's just different. It's just that this motherfucker actually killed people.
Don't I say, as long as bad behavior is being rewarded, they're going to keep on with the bad behavior.
And this is what followers do. So now let's get to social media, where Jeffrey gets his first fucking letter from a follower. Because see, it's these followers, a lot of them out here, they either they looking for a home, something to belong to, something to cling on to, something, because some people just don't get attention. They cling on to the wrong shit. Now, we going back to what, 1980, 1990 with fucking Jeffrey ass, and the shit's still the same shit like social media now. It's just done in a different fucking way. Whether you got people following you on your YouTube channel and you blow up and you get big, after a while, you're being mind fucked if you're not smart enough to know that you're being mind fucked. It ain't no fucking different. But let's get back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets that first letter from a fan, a so-called fan, letting him know just glorifying him. Start sending him money. Start sending him money. Now Jeffrey, this bitch done validated to him now he the shit. You might not be nobody in this prison, but you somebody on the outside. What Jeffrey do? Head start getting big. Right? His head start getting fucking big. And we see
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have admirers.
See it on YouTube. Except for this motherfucker is chow by. So anywho, right? She's sending the money. Jeffrey think he the fucking man. Look, he starts acting out in prison. He lets that shit. He's so dumb. He's a smart motherfucker, but he's a dumb motherfucker. I know y'all know people like that. You could be the smartest motherfucker, but you dumb.
It's smart as hell and ain't got a lick of common fucking sense.
Got a lick of fucking common sense. That's why I hear people be talking. I'll be like, shut the fuck up. You making sense, but you not making sense. Now Jeffrey head starts getting big. What he start doing? Playing the food game in them prisons, right? Got them fucking going around acting like a little 3-year-old. Got the inmates, and one guy was like, you know what? I'm not having this shit. He didn't like Jeffrey from when that nigga first hit the fucking prison. He didn't like him. Some people could say that some people could say that black man that killed him, some people will say he was too Christian. Because guess what? He had beliefs too. He didn't believe in what the fuck he did to that 14-year-old. He didn't believe in him killing all these people that was in the urban community. He didn't believe a lot of shit. Hold on, let's see who this is. Who's Mustard? Who's Mustard? I never heard nobody named Mustard. You?
No. Who's Mustard?
Somebody in the back scene.
Oh.
Hello?
Hi, boss lady. Hello. Hi, boss lady. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to join in the conversation. Is that okay for a little bit?
Was you was here before, but your name was not Mustard. I remember talking to you before.
Yeah, you remember me. Oh my God. I spoke to you like last year, I think.
I don't forget no voice.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's scary.
I remember you from London or something.
Yeah, I live in London, but I'm African. But I just wanted to ask a few questions, like what you guys think about the whole Jeffrey. Is it I don't know how to say his surname.
Dahmer.
Yeah. Do you think that he got away with it?
I didn't even see your message right here. Oh yeah. So what's your take on it?
I said I wanted to ask you. Do you think that he got away? I wanted to ask you both actually. Do you think that he got away with it because he was killing gay black men?
I feel like he was targeting gay black men, and I believe he was gay himself, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think that I've seen him targeted some other Caucasians too, though. But even in his interview, he said that he didn't have a preference.
No, but it's just odd that he killed mostly black gay men. I mean, he did kill a couple of Asian. I think he killed 3 Asian guys and 2 white guys, but the rest were all black guys.
But the black guys, those was like they were easily to go with him. They were easily.
My take on that is I think he targeted mostly black and brown men because he found them beautiful. I don't think that it was necessarily because they were black, but I think it was because he found them beautiful. If you think back, he was so fascinated with himself when he was working out, his body was in shape, and he was, really sculpted and muscular. Now, if you look at black men as a whole, a lot of black men are very nicely shaped and muscular and whatever.
That watermelon sugar.
That is
I'm
true.
serious.
A lot of
I am dead serious.
girl. Ever go in the gym, you'll see some white muscular men. I don't think
No, and I'm not saying that there's not. I'm not saying that there's not, but I think that his preferences were black and brown men. I don't think that he targeted them. Well, I mean, he did target them, but I don't think he targeted them because they were black or because they were brown. I just think
No,
he had a preference.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you at all. Let me tell you something. If Jeffrey D, because I don't want to say his surname, if he was going around killing white gay men, they would have found him at number 3. Trust me. If
Okay.
he knew the
Now
right
that
people to
I'm
kill
not
that
gonna
no one
argue with
cares
you.
about.
Now that I'm
If
not
he
going to
killed
argue
white
with
gay
you.
men, I'm
That
telling
I'm
you,
not
if
going to
he was
argue with
targeting
you.
gay
But I
white
think
men,
that's
Hold
because
on a
it
second.
would have
Let
been
him talk.
caught.
Hold on. Let him talk.
That's what I'm saying. He knew his target. He knew that no one cares about black people and no one even cares about gay LGBT black people. And during that time, it was a lot of AIDS crisis. So people used to look down on gay men because a lot of them, during the 80s, a lot of gay men, they were getting HIV. And even if you look at the ballroom scene, most of them were in like hidden communities. No one really cared about the LGBT black community. And he knew that. That's why he went to the, impoverished area where you would find gay black men and he was killing them. And that's how he got away with it for so long. Because if he
but
went to
when
the upper
he
class areas where you would find white gay men, he would not have gotten away with it for so long.
and I agree with you on that, but he even said himself the reason why he lived in that area was because that's what he could afford. I
He's
don't think
also,
that he
girl. You think Jeffrey's a
What?
liar? Jeffrey's a liar.
okay, he might be. He
Hold
might
on,
He's a
be.
great.
And I do
hold on,
think
hold on.
that let me
Jeffrey's a
finish my
great
thought real
liar
quick.
and a
Hold,
I do
manipulator.
agree. I do
okay.
agree with you that black gay men, especially, were overlooked a lot, and I think that had a lot to do with the police, not necessarily why he chose the people that he chose. Now, I think that it just happened to be that way, and he may have thought that along the way. I'm not sure. Nobody can really know for sure, but he said the reason why he lived in that area was because that's what he could afford.
Well, Jeffrey's a
Hold on, hold
liar.
on. I'm gonna close your argument, boss lady. Hold on, I've got one. I can respond to that. Okay, fine. What you're saying, you've got a point. But what I'm gonna say to you is that he was going clubbing, right? You don't have to be rich to go to any club. You can go to a good area. Like right now, I could live in poverty, but I can get dressed and go to a nice area, go to a club and meet white rich men. I don't need to live in that area. I can just go
And
to
I
that
get
area and get me rich white men. And I can go
right.
to their apartment and kill rich white men. I don't
Right,
need
I
to be
get
in
what
that
you're
area.
saying. I get what you're
He
saying, but
doesn't
if
need
your
to be in a
preference,
rich area to kill rich white people.
baby, listen, if your preferences aren't rich white men, then you're not going to go to the rich white men clubs. If your preference is black and brown men, you're going to go to the black and brown clubs.
But okay,
That's what I'm saying.
But my
you
question is
said, hold on a
why?
second. Hold on.
Why?
You said that you don't think that he targeted black men. What Mustard is saying is he does feel like he targeted black men.
No, okay, so listen. In a sense, yes, he's targeting black men, but I don't think it's because of a racist thing. I think it's because of a preference thing. So he very much targeted every single person that he victimized. Yes, he targeted every single one of them. But I
I
don't
mean,
think that
really?
he
Like
targeted them because
seriously?
of a racist situation. I think he targeted them because he was attracted to them.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I think he targeted them because he knew he could get away with killing black gay men.
I think he
He
thought he
found
could
an
get away
easy
with it.
target.
Yeah, I kind of
They were.
feel like
I
he
I
think
did.
don't
if
think he was
anything,
racist and
I
said, "Oh,
think
I
if
hate black gay men." Okay, go on. Sorry.
I think if anything, the justice system, the police, the judges, the everybody that was around him that overlooked all the fuck shit that he did, gave him the idea that he could get away with killing people. Now, I don't think that he had the mindset, oh, I'm going to target these black people because I know nobody cares about them. I think he targeted those black people because he cared about them. that was his preference. And the people
No,
not cared.
listen,
Listen,
no.
not cared about them like he cared if they lived or died or anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I think he targeted them because that's what he liked.
Okay, hold on a second. Where is Just Read My Book, Big Mouth, for We Need Her? I really want to hear her perspective on this one. Because I honestly do not believe, I believe his preference could have been black men, but it damn sure was his target.
Right, and
And I'm not disagreeing with you on. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on that because he targeted every last one of them.
No, he only had one.
No, hold on. But why is it that he kept on killing gay black men? Why did he mix it up? Why did he kill gay black men and white men? Why is it just black men only?
Yeah, the majority was all blacks.
They were all black because he knew they were an easy target because no one cared about gay black men.
But of course, he knew when he went to court the first time and didn't get away with it with that Korean guy. He knew he wasn't getting away. He knew he was going to get away with it with the black ones.
Exactly.
I'll be right back. Boss lady, I'll be right back.
All right.
And boss lady, you saw how the Asian family came together and came against him.
Yeah.
Did you see that? But the gay black men, they had no one on their side.
Nobody.
No one was there for the gay black guy except for that deaf guy, his mom only, and the deaf community. But the rest of them were just getting killed because no one cared about them.
Nobody cared about him. Look how long it took for people to even look for them. If that black lady didn't open up her mouth and get ignored over and over, the police didn't want to hear from, not even the community.
And as well, did you know?
She reported those murders over and over. She kept saying, it's a smell coming out of his building. What did the officers do? The police department in her community ignored the black people that was complaining. He knew what he was doing. That motherfucker was smart as hell.
Yeah, he knew it. He definitely knew everything he was doing.
What's that thought, William?
Hey, William, good afternoon, boss lady.
Hey.
No, I shouldn't be on mute. I shouldn't be on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, my thought of the whole thing is, I'm like the young gentleman here. He was targeting black men. And the simple reason, and like I said, people got to think about the era and the times. That I'm not saying Jeffrey Dahmer was smart or anything, but he was a sick individual. But he knew what he was doing. You see what I'm saying? He knew that.
Sick, smart motherfucker. Yeah, it's
right. He was sick. He was smart. And when you look at it, you have to be cunning and smart to dodge what the police did the very first time that they went up to his apartment. And the black lady was out there with the Oriental guy. You see what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing. He knew how to lie to the white cop because he knew that white cop was going to take his word over that black woman.
That's right, because he knew if he was in white suburbia, he wouldn't have got away with it.
No, he wouldn't have got away with it. And they can say anything they want. They can talk about his mental illness, his mom and father raising him. He was a manipulative.
Yes.
I don't even, you know what? I couldn't even describe him as being a homosexual gay because some of the actions that he did didn't show me that he was that way. He hated, I'm going to say, or go out on a limb and say he hated all gay people, regardless to what, but he hated mostly black gay men because that's where he went to the bars at. That's where he went to associate with. Okay. So, and then, like I said, the story, yeah, it does have its dramatics and all this stuff, but the real reason is because Jeffrey Dahmer was a prejudiced white individual with hatred in his heart for dark-skinned people.
And what she said, had it been a better cop, he wouldn't have gotten away with it. If it was a better cops in the community, okay, even his victim, he even remember when he tried to pick up another guy from the same club, and the guy that he tried to kill prior to that saved his damn life. That man ain't have no regards for nothing. As long he was doing this every day.
Yeah.
He
And
was.
for you to
They
go
let him
out
do it.
and yeah, every night, it's crazy. And when you look at it, when you look at the aspects, and believe me, I was well grown when he was doing that shit. And like I was telling people, I met, and then they ran him into Gacy. Gacy was a different individual mindset when it came to being a mass murderer or killing people. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, Casey
He,
just wanted to be. Uh, he just wanted to be under the serial killer belt, but it's all sick.
yeah,
All
the
right.
whole thing is sick. Even like a lot of people forget about Richard Speck. You know, when
Yeah.
he killed them 8 student nurses. But yet they take people like Gacy and Dahmer and all this,
I
and they
mean,
make these movies,
they tried to put the gay issues and
and then
all of
we
that,
argue
and say that he was in love with
in front,
black gay
right?
men. No, no.
Hmm. Hmm.
If he having a
And I
fantasy,
don't believe that was the case.
I don't either. Mm-mm. I don't believe that was the case. I just believe that it was very sick, and I'm glad that they didn't put all that gory shit in the movie.
Right.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad to get that talk
Yeah.
about
He
that.
was
And
sick. No doubt about it. He was sick.
nobody will
And
never know.
see,
Remember
and
they
but yet
even
the
they even
movie
tried to.
made him think like he was a little. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The first movie that
Go ahead,
came
boss
out,
lady.
child,
What you say?
the first one that came out, I was like, I don't even know why. To be honest with you, I don't even know why they even bringing this motherfucker up. To be honest with you, why are they trying to wake up all the other serial killers? Why
Well, it's
all of a
not the
sudden
idea
he's
of waking up serial killers, I don't think.
man? When you start talking shit into existence,
Well,
all the fucking weirdos
it's
come out.
money. It's money, dear. It's all about the money. Netflix seen they could make a big bundle out for this movie, so they went ahead and did it. But they left out the underlying tones of why actually, what kind of man he was, how come, and all this. And like you said, yeah, they showed the black woman up there be going back and forth to the police. That was that, and to me, that was the director's way of saying, you see how they ignore black people. Do you see how they ignore black people when it comes to white crime on black people? Do you see how they ignore it? But it's just a fact that it was more homosexual things that they showed him doing to the homosexual guys, even being in the bars. So
Yeah, you knew they was
that's
gonna
all it's
throw
about.
that
It's
up
about
there.
money, Hollywood making it.
It's about sex.
Well, they should have bought it up a long time ago.
It's about
Hmm.
kinky sex. Okay, who the fuck is interested in that?
Yeah,
They bringing that shit up now. Now all they
but
need
see,
to do is start opening.
they're trying to, but see, they're trying to shame a group of people that we know as quote unquote, when they brought in the Bible stuff and all that, we know that men having sex with men to some people is abnormal. But here's the point. That's their right. That's their choice. You don't have to hate them because they do that. The same way it is with women. You don't
No,
have
but
to hate them because they
we don't
do
have
that.
to we don't have
You
to
can't.
talk
You
about it either. You know what I'm saying? They some when
but
you
but
doing stuff like that.
if you don't talk about things, I see what I'm trying to get what you're trying to say to me, but what I'm saying is, even if you don't have to talk about it, there's still going to be discussions about it.
Hey, Deborah.
And the best
Oh yeah.
way to have a discussion, the best way, the best way to have a discussion is just bring it out in the open. I mean, you don't have to picture it in your head. We all picture shit in our head. Just like they did when they had that mannequin laying up with him in the bed. You know what I'm saying? You know, we didn't have to see that, but they showed it.
Yeah, because you
But
want to know
discussion
something?
is good
Some-
when it comes
'Cause
to a community.
in real life, William, it's really a motherfucker out there that's really hugged up with a mannequin. That's why.
Yeah. Hello, Deborah Mayo. How you doing? But you saying that's what they take. They take that part of. They take that. You take that aspect, and you just leave it on the back burner. We already know the man's fucked up
Not
in the
me.
head.
I'm gonna be like,
So
I'm gonna
why?
say that I'm just gonna say my opinion, and that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is fucked up. But what I'm saying is, it's reality. Those kind of things happen.
Yeah,
This
it's
man
yeah.
was so hate hateful in his mind and in his heart against black gay men until he himself wanted to act. And I really, like I said, I really don't think he was a gay homosexual man, but he wanted to act and play the part so he could lure these guys to his apartment and do the shit that he did.
I don't know why the fuck you did it. All I'm saying is
Um,
this motherfucker's a weirdo, and and it's more of him out there like that.
hey, sorry, William, I'm gonna have to disagree with
Well,
you.
we agree to that part.
Jeffrey,
And
ho-
yeah,
hold on. It's only one part I'm gonna disagree with you. Jeffrey was gay. He is a gay man, and now
okay.
What Netflix has done, they removed the LGBT tag of that show because they're trying to make it seem like he was a white man that hated gay black men. They don't want to just accept that there is racism in the gay community. And that's one thing a lot of gay people they don't like to talk about. How a lot of white gay
Hmm.
people are very racist towards people of color that are in the same community as them. So that's why they're trying to make it seem now. Jeffrey, whatever his surname,
Okay.
he was a gay man. He was gay. He was just a gay serial killer. Like there can be a
Yeah,
straight serial killer.
look,
Like
like
there are men that like women, but they kill women.
Okay. All
He
right.
was the
I agree
same.
with
He
you.
was just a man that likes men who killed men.
if he's in there laying with a fucking man, he's gay. Well, how you
He's
gonna say
gay. There's
he's
no.
gay?
and
Ain't no other way to look at it.
Well,
if he
like I
wasn't
said, a
gay,
lot.
sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, William has a
Yeah,
delay.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
William
No,
has a
if
delay.
he wasn't gay, right? Why would he then participate in homosexual acts? He would just get them into his house and kill them straight away. Why would he then hug them, touch them? That means there's a homosexual thing going on there. Because if you're not attracted to someone, you're not going to be touching them and hugging and kissing them,
Right, and that's why we
then
having this
eating them.
conversation
You
because
know what I mean?
we're able to say that
He's gay.
He's gay. He's
Yeah.
gay. Of
He's a
course, he's
homosexual
fucking
man.
gay. There's
But
a difference
now
Okay.
what they're
So,
trying to do, because they.
also, what they should.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's a gay. He's a gay serial killer. Okay, I
between.
agree with you to that
He-
point. I'll agree with you, but I still say he manipulated a lot of people. He manipulated them, even though he was a gay man. He went to gay
Yeah,
bars. He
he
still
did.
manipulated them to
He
get them to the
manipulated
point.
him. Why you want to know why, William? Because he tried to pay him off. All the men that he was asking to come to his house, he offered them money. He offered
Yeah,
them money.
yeah.
They went there for the money. He was in an urban
And
area.
that to me,
He lured them in with
seems
money.
like
Mhm.
right. But that's another thing I look at. How are they portraying these victims? You see, are they portraying them as victims, really victims, or are they portraying them as being greedy for sex, being greedy for money?
Nobody deserves to die. Who gives a shit? That man shouldn't have put his motherfucking hands on him. Jeffrey invited him to the house. Whatever the case may be. I don't think when that man went there that he knew he was going to die.
But you know what makes Jeffrey worse than any serial killer? He ate his victims. It's one
Right.
thing to just kill someone and
Yes.
dismember their body and put them in the bin. To actually fry their body and oh my god, that is just that is so that's the worst part of the whole situation. He ate the people
Uh,
that he killed.
And not
yeah,
only that,
Hannibal Lecter.
right? And how could he live with the smell alone? How was he living? And then people in the building was complaining. They kept saying it's coming through the vents. How did the police officers come there? Their first thing was to recognize a dead body smell. Why the cops didn't smell that shit? I'm like,
Well,
he had that body. He had a body in a one of them.
like I said, boss lady, back in them days, yeah.
Back in the day, what?
Let me change devices, boss lady. Since I'm on a delay, I want to try to keep
All right.
up with you guys because
Okay.
you are on a delay with me
All
also.
right.
Boss lady.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they
I wanted to.
just
Okay,
didn't give a
another
shit
question.
about black folks. Let's face it.
They still don't. They still don't. It's not just. It might have been. It's now a bit better because we can get to talk about it now, but they kind of still don't care about us.
No, it never will.
They never will.
Because it's gonna always be something. Yeah, I think them boys shouldn't. This right here should let the world know. Stop
So I'll
going
be
home
back.
with
I'm
people.
gonna change devices and see if it'll be any better.
Okay, William. See you when you come back.
But boss lady, you can't say stop going home with people because,
No,
especially in my generation, we have this whole hookup culture, right? Where people
I
like to hook up. You just don't date people. You just text them. You meet them on an app and you hook up. You just have to be careful because you might meet a Jeffrey, whatever his surname is. You know what I mean?
you have to start doing stuff in
You
groups
don't
at
know now.
first.
You can.
You have to start doing things with groups instead of just going by yourself. Go with people that you know. Get to know a person. I know y'all. Well, if y'all still in a culture where y'all still hooking up on apps, it's time to slow the fuck down. Unless you want to be like one of these
No,
victims.
but what? Right, but I think the best what I normally tell like people is to just send your friend your location and you text them after you leave that person's house. So they know that you're okay. That's what I do.
Oh, that's
You know what I mean? That's the safest way. So you send when you get to the person's house, you send your location, I'm here. Then you text them. If you tell them if I don't text you back in 3 hours, send police to that location.
but don't you think you can avoid all of that?
Then you have to be a virgin. I mean, this is what people do
No,
now. People just hook up.
then you should either get into a relationship, get you a significant other,
That's
a
true.
boo.
But in the gay community, the hookup culture is a big thing in the gay community,
Look, this
especially
gay
amongst gay
community. Do
men.
you
It's a
know
very
how
big
long?
thing.
You know how long this gay culture been going on since I was a fucking kid. Okay, it ain't never
Right.
gonna stop. It ain't never gonna stop. But you have to protect yourself.
You're right. You're
If
right.
you could meet
But I,
somebody,
I also have a question.
mhm,
So my question is, right, okay, Jeffrey Dahmer was going to the same club, right? Was he going to the same club every night?
it looked like the same one to me.
So why is it that people didn't notice that people were missing? Let's say me and you went clubbing, then he picked me up.
And
Wouldn't you
then
be like, where's Mustard? Where did Mustard go? I
that's
was with
because
him yesterday. Didn't he live with that white man with the blonde hair? Where's Mustard? Wouldn't you ask that question? Oh, I mean, it's weird. I mean,
that's
I
why
would
you
know. I'm like, I saw Boss Lady. You know
this is
what I
why you
mean?
gotta go with your friends. You gotta go with your friends.
But yeah, okay, can you hear me better now, boss lady? I'm on a
Yeah, I
delay.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Uh, he makes a good point. Why didn't people notice somebody was missing from the club?
And it
Uh,
was and Jeffrey. But you know what? Have you noticed, Mustard, that people did start to notice his name? One guy said Jeffrey. Jeffrey was making himself known.
Right.
Jeffrey, remember, he started being known as the guy that's drugging people. One of his victims, one of the black guys, one of his victims got away. Remember? And he picked that same guy up from that club.
Oh, right.
And remember, he came back to the club and saved somebody's life. Jeffrey was about to go home with him in a cab. So he started being known as the Jeffrey, the guy that's drugging people. His whole mission was falling down. His whole everything he was doing in that neighborhood was starting to come down because now people are starting to talk about his ass, especially the lady across the hall. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to kill her.
But didn't the movie portray
Mm.
that they were talking about his ass before then? I mean, even at the lady in the building, she was talking about him before he actually got caught. If everybody was talking about him, why did they continue to go out with him?
She only one person. And to be honest with you, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't it sound like Jeffrey moved almost near a gay community?
I think
Right.
he
Right.
moved
It
near.
looked like
Yeah.
he moved near that community because every
Well,
time you see him, he was at the club or at the corner store.
yeah. But still, boss lady, you got to realize when people are around you in a neighborhood, if you're really a neighborhood watcher, they're going to notice you. They're going to notice your comings and goings. But I feel like I said, and I've said before, during that era and time when the black gay men were out there, the police didn't like them, people didn't like them.
Yeah, that's true.
So he had his, I'm gonna say
His advantage.
a big advantage, and then plus he was white too. So come on, and then we as black people, we were diligent. We were diligent, and we told on him. But did the white cops listen to us?
Let me tell you something. Not even the black gay
didn't.
guy, the black gay guy that got killed, that Jeffrey killed. That guy didn't know that when he was coming to Jeffrey house, he was going to die.
Well, no, you know what? I can say that nobody knows when anything is going to happen to him.
Jeffrey,
That's honest.
he was a fucking coward. He had to drug them. Half of them black guys he brought to the house would have whooped Jeffrey's ass. He drugged them guys.
Yeah.
Right.
And see, once he was known as a drugger, why would you want to be associated with him any damn way? That's my whole point.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
He went to the court, and the fucking judge let him off on the charge. That's how he got
They let
away.
him off because he's white.
Right.
That's why they let him off. Yeah.
And he in the community, you know, the word done traveled fast.
Right.
Some people didn't want to believe it because some people probably know Jeffrey. Oh no, Jeffrey, he's the guy who always buying everybody drinks at the club.
Mm-hmm.
He already he probably was treating the whole fucking club. Black people, child. Oh, he nice. He nice. Automatically think people nice.
That's true.
Black people will accept anybody in their neighborhood. Blacks, white, Spanish, whatever.
Well, like I said, the world is funny. You know, people have their own ideas and things about this movie. But like I said, the real reason behind it was the racism, number one, even though the fact that he might have been gay, that he still had hatred in his heart for black people. Period.
My thing is he's a fucking human being trying to take another human being's life.
Well, we could say that about all killers, all mass murderers. We can say that about everybody. They're human beings trying to take another human being's life. But in the interim, if the justice system would have worked right, if the police had worked right, this motherfucker probably would have been locked up sooner. Even when they had that little boy sitting right there on that stoop, and that black woman was telling him and asking him about his age and all
Yeah.
this stuff. If the system had worked right, his ass never would have gotten away with what he did.
Did you see in the movies that them two cops still got rewarded in the movie?
Right. And did you see how they were at a big celebration, right? And
Yeah.
the lady and the other people that helped catch Jeffrey, whatever his name is, they were in like a little small function where they had like tap water and donuts,
Looking
and the
all
cops they were in like some big gala where they were wearing suits. It's just racism. It's just pure racism.
Yeah, it
All
that
is.
whole,
racism
that
from the
whole
start to the
movie.
finish.
That whole movie already told the story that Jeffrey is demonic, just like the motherfucker who put that goddamn movie together.
No, no. Ryan Murphy is a very good writer. He's
Yo,
a
I'm
he's a very good director. He writes
gonna
a
tell you something. Some shit you read, you could be the best fucking writer, but guess what? My question aren't you? It's not. Are you a good writer? It's what the fuck are you thinking?
but he
Well,
was telling the truth. That's what happened. He didn't make anything up. He's
That's
telling
why
what actually happened.
I'm glad I heard it from out of Jeffrey Dahmer's mouth. I don't believe shit I hear on fucking YouTube or even in the fucking news, but I heard Jeffrey tell that fucking story, and whoever did the documentary or the series on it did that one was on point.
Yeah,
That one,
Ryan Murphy. He writes American Horror Story. He's a
but
very good director. I watch a lot of his stuff.
it still boils down to some fucking sick shit, man.
yeah, well, let's
I
agree it
don't give
all.
a fuck who he was.
It was sick. He was sick. He's a
Yeah,
sick ass individual. But if you have to tell his story that way, you have to tell it.
he told it. I
Even
understood every word he said.
that's the first one. Okay, the second one, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? The writer based it upon what he heard from Jeffrey probably the first time, and
That
he
that
went in and
that
did it his way.
I concur. I'm agreeing with you. The same way he did
But
it was the
actually,
same way Jeffrey said it. Jeffrey told his own
no.
story.
But actually, boss lady, Tariq Nasheed said the story on Netflix is nothing compared to what actually happened in real life. Because apparently they said if you go online and you do your research and you see the pictures he actually took of this man, he said that it's the most disgusting thing you ever see in your life. He had dismembered male private parts, arms, skulls, everything. This
Yeah.
Tariq said is after you
When
see what he actually did compared to the Netflix show, it's like
let
it's
me tell
really
you
bad.
something.
It's
If you
really, really
if you
bad.
go back to the 1990s when the shit in the 1980s and 90s when it started, you already know this is not my first time hearing about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Mind either, I tell you.
This is not my first time. It was sick the first time. I'm just saying, this is my first time really talking about it, which I don't even know why they bringing up motherfucking Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what I want to know.
I
Why is
keep
he
telling
bringing
you,
him
boss
up?
lady, it's money, honey. It's money. Netflix is into the thing of making money, just like any Hollywood production. They're making money. They know we're gonna watch this. They know we're gonna be discussing it. So that's why they did it. You have
Man,
to look at the realization. You can do something on here that'll bring you a whole some fucked up shit, I'll put it that way. That'll bring you a whole lot of clicks and views and everything. But if they decide that, hey, this person has got something going, let's make a movie out of it. Shit, they'll contact you and boom, before you know it, your life story will be on there. But it has to be something that people are interested in, and even the younger generation. Now, you're younger than I am, and I'm older than everybody else. I knew about Jeffrey Dahmer. Like I said, I've been there through the roots, everything. Some young people might get so fascinated and wonder how the fuck did he get away with it. Well, you have to remember the times, number one, and then you have to remember why he did it. And if you see his real interview,
well, nobody really knows why he did it.
mm, right,
Nobody really knows why he did it.
Well, okay, if nobody knows why he did it, did he actually say that when he was giving his interview? When
Well,
he was alive and talking to the people, why
what
he did it?
he said in the beginning, I can play it for you. He said he never even intended to do none of this shit.
Oh, that well, right there shows me that was a goddamn lie because you
Okay,
did it.
okay, that's what
Shit.
Jeffrey is smart. But if you don't listen to him good, man,
Anytime a human being
Jeffrey
look,
does.
anytime that's why me and the military didn't get along. Anytime you take a human being's life just because, and then you all of a sudden you're gonna sit up and say you don't know why you did it. Bullshit. Bullshit. You know why you did it. Tell the truth. Tell the facts. Yeah.
Listen.
I can sit up here and lie and say, well, I don't know why I go to the casino. That's a lie. I know why I go to the casino is to relax, to gamble, to have fun, and hopefully win a big ass pot of money.
Well,
So,
what did y'all think when he got baptized?
oh, bullshit.
Oh my God, when he was drinking water, was choked.
Bullshit. That's another thing. They threw that shit in there to make you want to think that everybody can be saved. God damn it, everybody can't be saved. That's just a phony baloney bullshit he used. Like I tell people, you can look me up. I don't give a fuck, can dox my ass. I worked in a goddamn prison. I seen motherfuckers up close and personal. And I knew a lot of this bullshit that go on in prison is phony baloney. Just like they had them in this scene in the movie. Shit. Sitting a goddamn tray on somebody's seat and they come in and sit down on it, they'd have beat his motherfucking ass right there and then.
Well, here's the thing, right? So they got tired of it.
It ain't that they
But
got
the
tired of
lady,
it. It
no,
never would have.
one of the people that work at the jail. Now we all know you ain't supposed to do this at the jail. She wasn't supposed to show an inmate nothing of nobody.
Honey, let me tell you. Time out on that one. They got inmates that check in inmates. They look at their records. They know exactly what this motherfucker coming in before he gets there. You see what I'm
I
saying?
know, and because
Because
it's
they
people
don't
like
have.
that. It's people like that work in the jails that be passing people information. I worked in a prison too,
Yeah.
and a jail. You ain't supposed to do that.
No, what I'm saying is they got the prisoners working like that. They got them working that way. It's not that when they come in, their records are actually they. You come in, you get you get the prisoners get their little belongings and shit. The you have prisoners telling them where to go get their shit, and they looking at the goddamn records to see what he's in there for. Seriously,
Well, honey,
that's how.
the
And then
person
on
who
top,
passed this information got him killed.
and then on top of it, you got news media, you got people looking at TV now. They got phones in there. They know shit before the
Oh
person get
well,
there. They
back
be,
then they didn't have no phones in there.
honey, let me tell you, back then they knew. Because the damn families would call the other person, let them know, her such and such and such. He coming up to your joint. He did such and such a things. You
Oh
know,
yeah, the prisoners be knowing shit when you get there. I ain't gonna lie about that. But
right. But for
what I'm
Jeff,
saying
for
is,
Jeff, what I'm saying in the movie, like if Jeffrey was doing all that shit, he'd have had it well with the ass, really, right out there in public. They had him. They showing him being in population with the prisoners. We know now that the average motherfucker that goes to jail for doing some fucked up shit, especially with people that somebody love or even kids, they have to put their ass in segregation. You do not go. You do not go to straight to population. See, his ass was in seg long before he even got out there to get killed. And when he got killed, it was a fucking setup.
Yeah, he's
It
right.
was
He's
a
right
setup.
because I did research and they did say he was in segregation, and the it was actually the I don't know because I've never been to prison. The guard
Yeah,
left him working with two other workers, and that's when they killed him. It was a
right.
setup because
It
he
was a
was in
setup.
segregation. He's right. because I'd done my research on him. He wasn't segregation.
They paid the guard to let them get in there. And the guy that did the actual killing, do you think that they rewarded him some kind of way?
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. There was some more research on it. He became a bigger goddamn hero around that joint
Yeah,
than anybody.
I mean, he hit the papers. They even got him on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
guy that killed Jeffrey Dahmer.
It was a lot of people mad too.
Well, they were mad because they wanted him to get the death penalty. You know, they wanted him to get the same thing that Gacy got, the death penalty. But, you know, it just so happened, like they were showing, God works in mysterious ways. Karma comes around to fuck you up before you get a chance to finish anything off. And by him getting baptized didn't mean a damn thing. So, yeah,
that was right after.
Yeah, fuck Jeffrey. I'll say it again.
Okay.
You know, it don't matter if he got baptized or not. He got what he deserved.
Right. It don't really nothing. Even though he told his own story, it's still fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Hollywood will take a motherfucker like him and try to glamorize it and make their money and everything else.
They gave him more attention than the fucking people he did it to.
Thank you.
Or the people that victims is the ones that should be getting all these. I only see one interview on YouTube with one victim.
Well, right now they're going after Netflix because it's the victim's family is saying that it's traumatizing them and taking them back to a time where you done forgot shit. A lot of it, you don't forget, but you done forgot a lot of shit. But they bringing it all back up, and it's like fresh. You know, it's like they're living it all over again. You know, you done buried your son, and they talking about this.
Why all of a sudden they trying to bring up Dahmer's ass?
Money, honey. Money, honey. I keep telling you, money. That's all it is. And a lot of shit.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say that for me, after I watched the whole entire series, I felt really like I didn't feel good. I'm not sure if anyone experienced that as well, that you felt like down. Like I felt really bad for the entire day. Like I was just like, what's going on? Then I also saw other people on Twitter which were saying, don't watch the film, it makes you feel bad, stuff like that. You just felt really down.
For the victims,
you know what I mean?
For the victims.
Yeah, for the victims.
Right.
And I can only imagine if you actually experienced it in your life, how terrible you'd feel seeing it on Netflix.
That's true. Seeing a lot of shit that they do out now, they don't care about the victim. And the victim is the most important person.
Why is they bringing this weirdo up?
Yeah, money, honey. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it to my dying breath. It's all about money. It's all about money.
It's all about money. He's dead. Let him stay dead. What are they bringing his ass up for?
Well, they can make a pretty penny. They're still in the land of the living. They can make that mighty green dollar.
We need to start talking about somebody that's living.
Well,
what's going on in the world with these motherfuckers that's living with the world?
Well, take that coach, for instance. He's still living, you know. That's another subject. Well, I'm not going to change it. Let's stay on Jeffrey because I have my feelings about this young black coach from the Boston Celtics. I have my feelings about that too. But like I said, we don't talk about issues that are important to us presently. We talk about things from the past that we can't change. We can't do anything about it. It's done. It's over with. Yeah, it's part of history. But if you learn your history, a lot of times history repeats itself. And since Jeffrey Dahmer, you done had other fucking serial killers. I call them shootings in schools. That's a serial killer. Them mass murderers. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have that.
Like I hate when people be like, "Well, what he was thinking was thinking." Who?
But that's the curiosity of man.
If a
That's it.
motherfucker walk into a school and shooting at a school, a building with
Yeah,
small,
innocent babies in it. Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
yeah. But see, that's the problem right there. We wonder why did he do it, and the fact of the matter is, a lot of times they can't dissect him like they would a cadaver while he's still living. You see what I'm saying?
This is how
So
it works. If you know you commit a crime like that, fuck what he was thinking. Fuck why he did it. Yo, send that nigga to the island.
easier said than done because we have a set of rules in place, as I say. Justice is not for all. Justice is not for all. Let's get that for a fact. That's another statement. Justice is blind, and it's blind to black people. When you put that shield over her eyes, she don't see nothing but blackness. Can she get past that blackness? Hell no. Because who's running the judicial system? White folks. Okay?
I mean, like they say, oh well, why he's in the urban neighborhood?
Well, he was in an urban neighborhood, goddamn, because he knew that ain't no motherfucker gonna fuck with him over there. The white
Right,
folks don't care about him being there. He there, so what?
Right,
right.
right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why
That's
is
what I
he
was saying
there?
too.
Why the
Mm. They
fuck
don't give a damn.
they don't give a fuck?
Mm-mm. And I agree. I agree with Mustard. If he had been in a white influential neighborhood doing that shit, oh hell, his ass would been gone the next
Man,
day.
the news and everything would have been out that bitch.
Damn right, that would
Right,
have been right. So, and then, like I said, the times were
Lights,
different
camera,
back
action. Lights,
back.
camera, action. Believe me,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, smart, stupid ass. Guess what? Jeffrey would have stopped. Because
No, he
Jeffrey
would.
ain't dumb.
I don't
When,
think he
when
would have stopped. He'd have moved to a different location.
his when
Just like he moved to this location. When you get the heat on you, you'll move to a different location. You notice that he didn't have the heat on his ass there, so he didn't move.
yeah,
He
he didn't have
he
the
did.
heat on him over at grandma's house.
Mm-mm,
Where he had
mm-mm.
the heat on him at is in his house.
At his apartment. At his apartment.
The same apartment where his mama left him at.
Yeah, there you go. So I like I said, it's movie, it's for dramatics, it's for everything else. But the real thing of the matter is this motherfucker did all this heinous shit, and he did it against the community to where people are still not trying to come together. Like I said,
Man,
my
just
grandson,
different.
heaven forbid, if something happened to my grandson because the motherfucker didn't like him because of what he is, motherfucker, you ain't gonna live to go to court. Period. Now that's the way I look at things. I'm old and I'm saying this shit, but I mean it. You do not. I don't care who it is. You don't ostracize them or degrade them or talk about them because they have a different sexual preference than you, or they don't even think like you do when it comes to sex or anything else. Everybody has
right,
a right to be happy in life. Everybody has a right to love who they want to love, be it man on man, woman on woman, or man and woman. Everybody has a right to love who they want to love. And for us to get in
right,
our heads that it's so degrading, so unmanly, or so unwomanly to do some shit like that, they're crazy. Because God made us all. And yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna say he made mistakes, but he made us so where we need to think about things that he has created for us and what he has done. And when it comes to human beings, you don't treat a person like that because they're different.
Right. But did you also see how the victims were getting abused after? I can hear myself.
Mm,
Like, did you see the agent told me they were receiving phone calls
yeah, yeah.
from
See,
Jeffrey from his fans?
Yeah,
it's
They're
fans.
being racist to them.
That's my whole point. See, we know we got people out there that are racist, that are prejudicial. Those are the ones we should be fighting. Those are the ones we should be talking about, not each other. See,
mm-hmm.
but that's just like that damn movie, The Black Klansman. You know what? I thought about that shit. Why did they name it the Black Klansman? Because they know damn well can't no black man infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan. Come
Can't
on
no
now,
infiltrate no what?
Ku Klux Klan, the Ku
We can't
Klux Klan.
we can't infiltrate
Not
them.
being, not infiltrate. I mean, go join in the Klan, be
Oh,
part of the Klan.
what you mean go
Oh
against
no,
them.
no, 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 no. Be part
Hold
of the
on.
Klan in order to
So,
tell what they were doing.
sorry, boss lady, I can hear myself.
Me too. I don't know what that's about. Let me go on here. Go ahead, William.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, boss lady. You're not vibrating in minds. But what I'm saying is, until we as human beings, we have to realize that we're all in God's image. If we believe that, Christian wise, we're all made of God's image. So if God made man or woman to be homosexual, then God must be part of that too. I remember a line that one of the comedians said, God must have a sense of humor. He has to have a sense of humor because if he didn't, we wouldn't be laughing. You see, some things we can laugh at. He has anger issues. Some things we get angry at. So if we're made
He,
in his image,
he,
why
he,
can't
he stopped another person from having a life.
mhm. That's Jeffrey Dahmer.
And then yeah. So mm, it's funny.
Do we glorify him? Fuck no.
Hell,
But like I said, it's part of history and everybody really wants to know history. And the big question is why? Don't nobody, and like you said, don't nobody know why, but you saying we don't give a fuck why. But I do wonder why he did that shit. Was it the hatred in
oh,
his heart that he had, or was he really mentally ill?
he told
See,
his story. He
the
told his
story
story. He told it. You should listen to it.
he
His
told his story. His
right.
story.
That's all that matters. Is his
But
story.
do we
Right.
but do we want to believe his story or not?
Hell, motherfucking no.
Well, see,
I,
that's
I
why I
listen.
say
I
that's why.
listen to. I listen to his story. Don't mean I agree with his story. That
Right.
motherfucker is a manipulator. I would never be under a spell of a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, I always said he was a manipulator. If you had heard me earlier, I said
I
he was
heard
a
you.
manipulator.
I
All
agree with you.
all motherfucker, all people that do evil, bullshit ass things like that manipulate. They have to manipulate in order to keep from getting quote unquote discovered. Now, once they get discovered, they'll manipulate even more. Like I said, that bullshit about him all of a sudden becoming a Christian and wanting to be baptized, bullshit.
Mm-mm-mm. So I don't know. I think him moving, him saying he can't afford to live in the neighborhood, and him going to gay bars and all that is still just like he said. Once he got once he got used to doing what he was doing, that motherfucker enjoyed that shit,
Right.
and that's what makes it make you think that damn, you can really be talking to somebody that you think got a good head on their shoulder,
And it's crazy as a Bessie bug.
and, and you damn right. So
Looking at you,
again,
looking at you and saying, damn, if I had this motherfucker alone, I'd decapitate him
baby,
or yeah,
imagine
but see,
if you
those are chances we take in life with people, meeting people, going around people, associating with people. Those are the
Right.
chances.
but you know what? Had it had been, you know that little young boy, I thought he was gonna whip Jeffrey Dahmer's ass. Okay, that young boy was like, you know, kind of acting tough in his apartment. I'm like, oh my goodness, you better chill out before you get your ass whooped or whatever. What Jeffrey turned around and do? Drugged his ass.
Well, he was already known for drugging. So there it is. There it is. He drugged him. So he knew as a fact, as a manipulated fast person, if I don't make this person submissive, which is by drugging him, I won't be able to handle him. Okay, why would I want to get in there and try to fight with a motherfucker that's 6'3", maybe 280 pounds, and I'm 185 pounds? I want an advantage. That's what the fuck he did. So
The drugs, yeah.
that's all. That's all. Now, who knows? Who knows if he drugged everybody? Who knows?
Drugged
We don't. We don't.
everybody.
But
Yeah,
That's
he
what they're
drugged all of them.
saying.
No,
He
that's
said
what he said.
he said he drugged them all.
William, everything
but
everything over here, we talk about what Jeffrey said.
right.
Well, if he drugged everybody, he was
In this
already
in
manipulative.
this video over on this channel, we going by what Jeffrey said.
Okay, if he said all that, then we know for a fact. I ain't saying he a coward, but I'm
Okay,
saying he's very fucking manipulative. He knew what he was gonna do.
the name of this video is
But
called "Inside the Mind of Jeffrey Dahmer, the Serial Killer." Jailhouse
but the,
interview.
Netflix was trying to blame it on alcohol. Did you see that as well? That he was drinking a lot, and that's why he was doing this
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Yeah,
They
right.
were trying to blame it on alcohol, and I've been drunk many times, too many times
Jeffrey
actually, and
didn't
I've
need
never
no
thought in my
alcohol.
mind, let me go and kill someone and eat
Yeah,
them.
Jeffrey didn't need no alcohol to do what he was doing.
No, but he blamed it that the alcohol gave him courage to go out there into gay clubs and meet these men and take them home.
yeah. And
That
when you
when he
look at
was
it,
sober, that he didn't have that feeling.
yeah, and he was always in a bar drinking. So they like you said, they were trying to blame it on the alcohol. That's another thing.
This the video.
Right.
This the video.
Instant courage, as they call it.
Liquid courage.
You know, if you drink enough, you'll instantly get courage. So,
Instant liquid courage.
hmm
But that's
Child.
not an excuse, boss lady, because we've all been drunk. I'm sure all of us have drunk too
Hey, hey,
much, too many
look,
times. None of us
Buster,
here have ever thought, let me go and kill someone and eat them.
we not agreeing
Even if
with
I
none of
drank,
that. I ain't
that's not an
agreeing with none of
excuse.
that. I ain't agreeing with none of that shit. None of it. None of it.
But
Oh,
when it
Jeffrey,
all boils down to it,
he
he
loves
was
it. He loves when people, even when he was alive, he loved listening to himself on the news and everything. He loved this
well.
type of attention.
When it all boils down, he was the devil in the flesh.
Right. I agree with that.
He was the
100%.
devil in the flesh. That's all he was. So we know how the devil operates. He doesn't come to make love or to cherish people. He comes to destroy. And that's what he did. He destroyed a lot of people and their families' lives. And up until this day, he's still destroying it.
He even made the police department job easy. After he killed them people, he kept all, hey, Mr. Vinny Vin, he kept all their IDs.
Hey, Benny. Yeah, well, I
Vinny
mean,
Vin,
that's the mind that's the mind of a person that don't give a fuck. Let's face it. He did it. I don't give a fuck. I'll just keep his. That's a token to him. That's a trophy. They made it look like it was a trophy to him. So
Mm. It was a trophy because most serial killers keep something. After they kill
of the
someone, they'll
victim,
either keep a
right?
ring, something
Hmm.
about you, they'll keep it. So
Yeah,
that was the trophy.
yeah, and really, what do they call those people that look into the minds of people like that, killers and stuff? They say what they'll do. You know, they'll look at them at a certain crime and say, well, he might do this. He's like this. He's like that. But back then, like I said, did they look into his ass before they found the evidence? No. No. Were they concerned about maybe he's a white male killing all these black victims? No.
But they
Because
did
number
try. Sorry. I wanted to
hmm?
say they did try to look in his brain. Remember that part of the movie where
Yeah,
the one in
yeah,
his brain, but the family didn't want to give it away. So they
yeah.
did try to understand why he was killing all these people, but the family didn't want to give his brain away. And I think another factor we need to put in is that his family were big enablers of his bad behavior as well,
Well, that
especially
was
the
his dad.
father.
That was his dad that went to court against the mother because the mother wanted in the movie. They said the mother wanted him to have the brain so they could figure out why, The father was the one that didn't want them to do it. And why would he
I'm
Right.
like
want them to do it?
I'm like the
The
father.
father
Burn
taught,
that shit.
and did you see how the father taught him how to dismember animals
Right,
first?
right,
And
right,
as well, he knew his son was sick, but he kept on ignoring it. He could have taken him to mental health places for therapy, but he kept on ignoring it. You saw that, and he was after Jeffrey Dahmer done something, would get him army job. He just kept
No, with the-
enabling his bad behavior.
no, he has a few Caucasian and a Korean guy, but the majority of
Most
them was
said.
black males.
right. No, Benny Ben, he had a couple, but the majority of the people that he murdered were black gay males. Okay. And you kind of wonder why he didn't pick out difference. Like maybe this week he think I'll go get me a white guy. Next week I'll go get me a black guy. No, he didn't do it that way.
He didn't really care. It was
No,
whoever was giving him
but
attention.
No,
but
no,
he
boss
hung.
lady,
No,
I don't.
no, no. I'm like you. I know what you're finna say, Mustard. He hung out at gay bars, black gay bars, so he knew his
Right,
victims were going to be mostly black
Yeah.
and gay.
right. Thank you.
And black gay
He
men,
knew his target.
they'll be like,
Because
okay.
at gay bars, there are white gay bars, there are black gay bars.
Yeah, and I don't
He
want to
knew what
sound
club he was going to. He knew that if I
right,
go to
and
that club,
and
I'll meet gay black
uh,
men.
yeah, and let's face it, black people socially act differently than white people in their establishments. Okay, because I go to white bars here, and believe you me, when I hear somebody go to yelling hee haw, my ass is out of there. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I'm out of there because I know what's next. You know, so I'm old enough to know better. Like I said, I was born in the 50s, raised through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and I know. I can remember riding in the buses, motherfucking window shades being pulled out when you go through certain towns. I couldn't drink out of a water fountain. I had to go upstairs to the balcony to watch a movie. I couldn't go in the front door. Separate water fountain, all that stuff. I remembered it. Yeah, times have changed and things are differently, but you still have those people of element out there that will look you in the face and want to say the word into you and think you're supposed to accept it. Period.
If see Williams around, see, I'm not in that era. And that's interesting to hear. Williams said that you was in the era where you was in the I can't drink out of the same fountain era, right?
Right. Definitely. Definitely. And I remember going to my grandma's house, and she lived in Mississippi. I better not.
Yeah,
When we got,
I didn't grow up in those times.
yeah, I did. When they said don't, and I hate to say it, everybody was hollering about poor Emmett Till. I agree. That was tragic. But they had a set of rules. You don't look at white people at certain times. You don't look them in the eye. Back then, you didn't look a white woman and smile at her or anything. That was the honest to God truth. But to get killed for doing something just simple like that was asinine. Very asinine. Shoot. Went down to my great grandmama's farm. She said, boy, don't you go out there to them roads. Don't you be talking to them white folks. And I was 7 years old. And I listened to grandma. I listened. Because at that time, shit, they didn't give a shit about taking that little black boy off. Even little black girls, they didn't give a shit.
Mm.
We have to realize that the generations have changed. People are more adapt to get out there and do things that they normally wouldn't do back in the day.
Well,
And am I prejudiced? No. But I know how to beware of shit because I was taught that. And I was in an era where you knew if you wanted to survive, there were certain rules. Just like now, they tell you when you get stopped by a cop, have both hands on the wheel. So why should you have to do that now? Because you know that cop especially if he's white, is subject to shoot down black men. Or you don't run because they're subject to shoot you in the back for no reason. When they're trained to kill. They're not trained to save lives, to serve and protect.
Things are more behind the scenes up here in the north. People tolerate you here to a point. Yep. You're right about that, Mr. Minivan.
Yeah.
The north is different.
Yeah, North was completely different. I was born and raised in Chicago, but when I went down south, it was a completely different thing. Completely different. And hell, even in some parts of Chicago, we couldn't even go there, because we knew better. You stayed in your neighborhood. Shit. Mm-mm.
I'm glad my family likes Chicago.
Well, we moved out of Chicago. We moved to a place which is one of the poorest places in the world right now, as far as being a city or a town or even just a country area. But you still had rules and regulations. There was a town that was 7 miles away from us. We couldn't really go there at night because of the white people. It was much predominantly white. As the years went progressed, started having black people move into the towns and all that. But there are certain areas, even now here in Missouri, that a black man shouldn't be caught in after dark.
Damn.
That's real. Anna, Illinois was one of the, ooh, when you hear them say, don't
Y'all
get caught
cheating.
there after sundown, that's what it meant for black people. Anna, do you know what Anna really stood for?
Nope.
Look it up. They'll tell you.
Think about something.
Anna, Illinois had a saying, ain't no niggas allowed. ANNA. Now, if you think I'm lying about the story of Anna, Illinois, look it up. There was a city called Redbud. Black people couldn't go through Redbud. When it comes to us as black folks being ostracized or kept out of things, there was a lot. That's why they did the Red Book. The Red Book is the Green Book. I mean, uh, they had a map to where people could travel safely and find shelter at nighttime. So we had all those things. But do we think about it now? No, we don't think about it now, but there was a time when you had an actual book that told you where, if you're traveling, say you're traveling from California to Illinois, places where you could stop, places where you could eat, places where you were welcome to spend the night.
Child, all these places you still have to remember who is right next door.
Hmm. That's true.
Who is your neighbor?
Right.
That's what it all boils down to me.
Well,
That's
if you give up on trusting mankind per se, then you're going to be in a shell. I wouldn't. I don't give up on giving. I don't give up on people. I
trusting
have
is not always trusting
trust.
is no longer trusting is the new be very, very careful and tread
Well,
very, very lightly.
well, if you got faith, that's what I say. I just tell God every morning when I wake up, Lord, please don't let me go through shit that I don't have to go through, and that's all. You know. But we know for a fact that there's still people out there that hate blacks. There's still people out there that are mass murderers. We still know that there are people out there that are insane, and we don't want to run into them like going grocery shopping. We don't want to be in a grocery store getting shot up, or even sending our kids to the schools getting shot up, because there are insane people in the world. We
Man, you
just
can't
ask.
trust people.
you can trust. You should be able to trust people, but
Shoulda,
you always
coulda,
stay diligent.
shoulda,
You stay
coulda,
diligent. You
shoulda,
stay
coulda.
di- Trust is one thing. If you trust in the Lord, then you ought to be
Trust
able to.
is earned, and I ain't talking about the Lord. That's between you and your Lord. But I'm talking about it outside in outside the air and breathing around other people.
But you
Nah,
can't live in a shell like that. You just can't say all people,
that's not,
and you can't just say, well, if I go out there, something might happen. You can't say that. You got
wait,
to be able to live. You got to enjoy
wait,
life to the
I'm,
fullest.
I'm not saying nothing. I ain't said none of that.
But there are people out there that say that though, honey. That's what I'm talking
No,
about.
no,
I know a
I'm gonna
woman.
talk
I
about
know a
me.
woman that she hasn't been outside in over 5 years. 5 years because she don't trust people no more. Everybody goes around to see how she's doing and talk to her, but you talk to her from the outside on her front porch. You don't come in her house. You don't do this. You don't do that. She orders groceries and everything. But we check on her to make sure that she's okay.
And did she start acting like that when COV came or what?
No, no, this is before COB. This has been, well, I say over 5 years. I think it happened mainly when her husband passed away, and that's been about 8 years ago. That's been about 8 years ago. But it's just that if you lose, you have to lose your faith in man and humanity altogether to say that you're not going to trust things out there in the world. That's what I was talking about.
Well, this is me. Trust, watch, and listen all falls under the same umbrella. When it comes to new people around, mm-mm. All you have to do is walk in the bar and be like,
Okay,
now
that's a good example.
this is 1990 something, 1980,
What?
the late 80s, the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we have a delay. So I don't know what part you listening to, but
I'm listening to the 80s and 90s.
okay. And like you said, back then they did shit differently. You ever look at something and be like, damn, I did that shit like that. But you know what? It's time to improve it. You don't want to keep doing the same shit the same fucking way.
Yeah,
To
I've
the
done that.
club, you have to watch people. You have to watch people. You got to watch to see where the fucking exit is. You got to be able to read the room. You
Yeah, but shouldn't we have been doing that all along?
Some of them do, but when they got a fucking weirdo out here drugging your ass, because that's the subject I'm still on. When you got weirdos out here that's still putting shit in your drink,
Right.
Yeah, but that's been going on since the
I
beginning
get
of
where boss
time.
lady is coming from.
then
I,
that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to be extra, if extra. You can't sleep. If this shit been going on in the 40s, 50s, 90s, 2000s,
hmm
why is people so fucking comfortable now?
because they learn it's gonna happen. Shit is gonna
Because
happen. You can't stop it. Shit's gonna happen
shit is
regardless.
gonna happen, and now, yeah, but now there's more technology. So when someone like Jeffrey Dahmer would not survive in this generation because there's so
Right.
Nah,
much technology now. Let's say if the gay guy went missing, they'll just track his mobile number and they'll know the last place he was at his house, and he would have to explain where this guy went. And
mhm.
well, in London we have so many CCTVs all around the place. They'll There's so much technology now, they'll find out what happened. But back in the 80s, I don't think it was the same. I'm not sure because I
No, it
wasn't born
wasn't.
yet, but I don't think it was the same.
No, it
No.
was
Now there's
totally
so much
different.
technology. That's why there's not a lot of serial killers in this generation because
Right.
you'll get caught. You will get
Right. You
caught.
get caught real easily. Now
You will get caught
you have to be a
because there's
very
so.
Very, very manipulative ass person. You got ring
It was
doorbells. You come up to
absolutely
somebody's doorbell and they see you up there. They'll be asking, "What the hell were you doing there at that time?" If something happens to that person, you see.
hell
Right.
yeah. People got the ring.
And
Right.
most modern homes, most luxury apartments now, they have CCTV everywhere.
Hmm.
Everywhere they have CCTV.
Hmm.
So now it's you get caught. It's very easy to get caught now. That's why there's not a lot of serial killers,
I'm
Right.
telling you,
like as in the
that was one of
80s
the
and the
best
70s
things.
and all of those other.
The CCTVs, that was another good invention.
Yeah, but like I said, sweetheart, if we didn't have the technology today, like we had, well, we didn't have it back then. We had common sense to know, hey, you just don't go there and do that. You see
No,
what I'm
that's
saying?
not true.
Well, like I
Yes,
said, it
it is.
was a lot of.
None of them
I
boys
had
wouldn't have got killed.
back in look, even back in the '60s, I had sense enough. There's places that I wouldn't go. I wouldn't give a darn if it was a club or anything else. I
This
know better.
also,
but
this
but
also
hold on,
shows
hold
you
on. But
what
William,
made them boys go back to the house with his ass. Why would you go to the
that's
house
what I was
with
about to say.
strangers?
William, you're a straight man, right? You're a straight man, so you're not very, not to be disrespectful or anything. You're not vulnerable. You're not a woman. You're not a prostitute. You're not gay, so you're not vulnerable. You're just a general straight guy.
You
So you're
and
not
I
gonna run into
know.
serial killers like that. You're
All
not.
gay men, all
You're
gay
not.
men would not just go to somebody's house. No, that ain't true.
No, I know that, but what I'm trying to say with him saying that he had common sense, no, it's just because he's not vulnerable. He's not a woman. He's not a
Uh,
gay man.
wait a
So
minute.
you're not in a vulnerable position to go home with men. You know what I mean?
No,
Unless you
Yeah,
know
that
those
part.
no.
men.
Yeah, okay,
That
okay.
part I'll
Right
agree
on
with.
that part.
But
I
here's what I'm saying.
agree.
I could I could go home with a woman and she turns out to be a serial killer. You forget?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but as a man, you should overpower her. Come on, sir.
Oh no, no, no,
How
no,
many
no.
female serial
Uh
killers do we know?
Okay.
Oh, it has been some now.
How
Yes.
many?
But you
I
know
know
why
only
they have
one. I only know one.
which one was that?
It's this white woman. She was a prostitute and she used to kill men who used to pick her up. And she was a
Mm-hmm.
lesbian. She used to hate men because men raped her or something like that. And she used to kill white women, used to kill a lot of white guys that used to pick her up. That's the only female serial killer I know who killed a large
I'm
amount
sure
of men.
I'm sure it's a lot more than that though. I'm
Oh
No,
yes.
I'm
sure.
into real life crime, and she's the only one that I know who's got a big name. They even made a movie about her as well, and it was a very good movie, if I say so. But women don't go around killing men like that.
Uh I don't know. They got things about the top five most brutal female serial killers there is. There are five women, you know. Kate Hamilton, Nancy Dosh, Tilly Cameron, Jane
Okay.
Toplan. There are women killers out there, female, you know. But the one that they did the most was the one that you were talking about. Was what's her name? Let's see,
Yes, but
Eileen Wooms, Eileen something. Her name was first name was. Now you said she was a lesbian. She was killing
Right.
male victims. She was killing male victims. She wasn't killing female victims. Jeffrey Dahmer was a homosexual guy killing homosexual men. See, so that's what they were looking. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at her being, and then she was a white woman. Why would you kill these men? Because you could. She
But okay,
she had a
she had
she
an
had
excuse. She had an excuse because these men, one man abused her. All her life, men used to abuse her. So that's why she became a lesbian and she was targeting men.
that's
Jeffrey Dahmer had no excuse.
well, would you say that she became a lesbian because men abused her, or she became a lesbian because she felt that way,
She became a lesbian because men abused her. Even the lesbian lover that she had looked like a man.
abused her. That's
So
what.
she had an excuse. She was abused as a child all the way to being a prostitute.
There's no.
Jeffrey
I don't.
Dahmer didn't have an excuse.
This is what I'm thinking. There's no excuse for killing a
if she
human
kills
being.
somebody, she don't got no excuse either.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse for a person to kill another person. There's no excuse. And that her name was Eileen
That's
Wumbums. I know
right.
you. I remember her, and I know who you're talking about. But no, there's no reason to kill people. That's no reason to go out and kill people, even if she was
But you
abused.
can't,
Now,
right.
in order for
But
her
you
to be
can't agree that
abused
if a
by
straight man,
men,
you're not as vulnerable as women.
well, nah, some straight men get killed too. Now, let's face it. It's straight men get killed. You know, Elena Bobbitt cut off her man's penis because he was out screwing other women. That's another subject and another story. But straight men get messed up by women too. So, me being a man, I
Ah,
was just, let's put it this way. I'm fortunate not to run into those crazies. Okay.
okay. That's
I've been
good.
fortunate not to run into crazies because we have crazy women like we have crazy men. So I've been blessed. That's all I can say. I've been blessed by it.
Mm.
But there are the world is crazy. We got people out there that don't give a shit about human life, no matter what sex orientation they are, male, female, straight, gay, whatever. There are people out there that don't give a shit about taking a human being's life. You know,
There's a lot of female
we just had a 28-year-old boy shoot down a 53-year-old man in broad daylight here. It ain't been a week ago almost. Broad daylight, 5:30 in the afternoon. You know. So why did he do it? Don't nobody know yet because ain't nobody question him. They got him locked. Ironic thing about it, the crazy thing about it, he laid down in the streets till the police got there. Laid down in the streets, gun on his side. They got pictures of it and everything. So taking another human being's life is to me is asinine. It's crazy. Now self defense and all that, I could see it, but just to go out and shoot a person and kill people because you don't like them because of this and that, mm-mm, no.
lowering men for money
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
drugs and stuff like that.
Well, let's face it, boss lady. A lot of times, there are people. Some people, if you mention money to them, goddamn it, they'll jump at the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
what
don't.
most of them did. Most of them
Yeah,
That's true.
guys that went
yeah,
to his house. That's
yeah,
what they did. They was
yeah.
just
And I've been in
saying,
clubs.
instead of saying give me the money now,
Mm,
why you gonna wait till you get all the way over there?
yeah, yeah,
They did everything backwards. Like I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell.
yeah,
Everything was just so fucked up.
You do have a point, boss lady.
mhm.
Because
Yeah. Life is.
I'm still at the point that why didn't people say, well, people are missing from the club? Why isn't anyone noticing it? That, my friend is
That.
missing or people are missing and they're left with that white man.
Oh,
You know
trust
what
me,
I
Well,
mean?
somebody noticed it. Somebody
somebody
at the
noticed
club
it.
noticed it.
They
Let me tell
noticed
you,
it,
they
but they
noticed
left it out the
But
movie.
it took time. After 17 bodies go missing, after 17 men go missing, that's when one out of the 17 men say, oh, yeah, some of our friends are going missing.
it. Did you
I
hear
mean,
when
after
they
the
said
second
that
one, you should be like, okay, what's going on?
he was even traveling with the fucking head? He was traveling with the fucking head.
Oh, the one he had in the jar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you notice in the first scene that he opened up the damn refrigerator, it was a head laying in the damn refrigerator. I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness.
The refrigerator. I thought I seen one in the closet.
Now it's one when he opened that beer, and when he went to get that beer, he opened the refriter. There was a head
Oh,
down
I'm
in the
glad
bottom of the
I ain't see that
refrigerator.
part. I'm glad I missed that
that's
part.
that's in scene one. That's the first. When the black guy, the one that got away. They showed how he got away and stuff. He had a head in the refrigerator already.
Oh, to be honest with you, I was skipping pieces.
Hmm.
Oh no, I ain't skipped nothing. I watched. You know what I did?
I
I
already
had.
seen the first one, and the first one was more detailed than this one. This one ain't that gory, but it's really the same story. He didn't
Yeah.
tell a lie.
Yeah.
He never changed the story. He's still a fucking liar and a manipulator, but the story hasn't changed up until 2000 and fucking right now. So
2022.
2022, that nigga
Hmm.
took that shit to his grave.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of shit he took to his grave. Yeah, he might have shown him where the bodies was at and all that shit, but there's a lot of shit he took to the
That's the
grave.
least thing this stupid ass could have did.
But who knows what goes on in the mind of a serial killer?
I don't want to know.
Well, I would like to know because that way, if I meet one and I hear how they talk and think, I can say, "Well, this motherfucker crazy. Let me get the hell
You know
away from
what?
him."
When I seen that movie, when I seen that movie,
But
already
how
had
would you know? How would you know?
already
People can just pretend.
no. So when
Well,
I seen it for myself, I immediately did a whole fucking background check on him already in my brain. It
But
don't
mhm.
okay,
fucking
let's be
take. It
honest.
don't
If you
take
meet
me.
someone at a club, you're not gonna be like, yeah. But if you meet someone at a club, you're not gonna do a background check on them. Once you're talking to them, once you're drunk,
Mentally,
that's
no,
that's
no.
not that's not gonna happen.
I'm talking about a mental background check. I'm not talking about if I meet you at a club and it's something there. It's just something there.
In
One,
other words,
I would never go home with nobody that I meet at a fucking club. I don't give a fuck how nice you
But
are.
boss lady, hold on, boss lady, you're saying this because you're sober. If you're drunk, right, and you meet a man that you find extremely attractive, right? You're drunk, you meet this man, and you're young and you're into stuff like that. You're gonna go home with them.
You
Let's
act,
be
well, you,
realistic. Let's
now you act, you acting like
let's not lie here.
you acting like I ain't never been fucking young. I am the fucking party,
No,
fucking
I'm
animal.
not saying.
I am. Don't tell me about no fucking party. Don't tell me I probably done party more in my lifetime than your ass. Baby, I,
No, I'm sure
I
you
done been
have.
to
I'm
a
sure you
fucking,
have.
I done been to
I
a
don't
party
party. I'm sure you have.
where, well, I party, boo boo, all up in fucking New
No,
York. I don't
no,
gotta
I
get
know.
belligerent and fucked up out my fucking head to have a good time. I come there
No,
to,
but what I'm trying to say
I,
is that let's
no,
say
no, no, hold up. When I go out, I'll go out to close the motherfucking club. Literally, dance all night and close that bitch. I ain't trying to get all fucked up and unaware of my surroundings. Never ever.
uh,
That's how these motherfuckers that be turning up dead. I'm the bitch that's gonna be like
okay.
mustard. We not going. We not fucking going. I'm that friend. Do that shit on your own
Okay,
time.
okay,
No, I'm sorry. I don't never go. I never went out and picked up a fucking nigga. No,
okay.
But
I
how
respect
many
that.
have
I
you,
respect that.
honey? Let's be honest. How many have tried to pick you up though?
plenty,
Okay, that's what I think. That's
baby.
what he.
As far
I
as
think that's what he's talking about
you
too.
might, you better be hoping you get a little rubby on the dance floor. Shit. And you how the fuck you know, nigga, by the time I
But
finish
okay,
with you,
but boss
by the
lady,
by the time I finish with you on the dance floor, your ass might want to run upstairs and have to go fucking take a shower. I don't have to go to nobody's club,
okay,
nobody's
but boss
hotel
lady, I
room.
respect you.
You
I know.
must be you. It
I
sounds like
respect
you
what you're
used to
saying,
be.
but the
You like
majority
to
of
party and
people will
you like
go
to.
home.
Let's talk about what you would do.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Let's talk
No,
about
I
what
let me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. As an adult, most of my sexual partners, I have met them in one day and went home with them in one day. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have done that. Some in 5 minutes, and I went home with them in 5 minutes. But the difference between me and back in those days, what I do now, I send someone my location so they know where I'm at. So if anything does happen, they will send the police to the last place I was at. You know
okay,
what I
and next
mean?
thing you know, they get to the last place you was at, and now you laid out on the bed, all choked the fuck out with no air.
No, that's that's fine, but that's a risk that I took, right?
Oh,
Like you
that's
were
all I'm
saying that you
saying.
need to put trust
But
in.
see,
Hold
but
on, hold on, hold on. You need to put trust in human beings, right? You shouldn't just think everyone is out to come and get and kill you. Like he was saying earlier on, William was saying that you
you,
should trust people,
you.
and when you
Oh my
when you
God,
don't
are you
trust people, you're
serious?
gonna miss out on a lot of
Yes.
things.
What? Vinny Vid, he
Huh?
don't know shit about the Zanzibar though. That shit, he don't know nothing. Mr. Vinny Vid, no.
But
That
you
shit
gotta
is huge.
uh,
I'm talking about you. You got motherfuckers. They got VIP
mustard.
rooms
Mustard. Are
and
you
all
over in
that.
England? Are you over in the UK somewhere like that?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I understand you
Yes.
right now because things are entirely different in that country compared to the United States.
But
So
William, I will show you my passport. I've been to
there-
London twice, and partied in fucking London. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. We talking about going home with people that you first meet.
yeah, but like I said, boss lady, things are different in different countries. People do things differently than we do.
No,
Where
no, it
where
don't have
we
nothing to do with
wouldn't,
the
where we
country.
well, wait a
It
minute.
don't have
He
nothing to
he
do with the.
admitted
It don't
he
have nothing to do
admitted
with the culture. It
where
has to do
he
with what the fuck you gonna do.
it has to do
I,
with culture too. A lot of things
go
has to do
on,
with culture.
go on a fucking video and type up "girl go on vacation in Hawaii" and her fucking friend turn up dead.
No, but boss lady, it's like
That
what
video's
William was
on
saying earlier
YouTube.
on. If you don't put trust in people, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Let me
If
tell you
I only
something.
said
I
I'm going home
travel.
with people that I
I
know, I would be a, you know,
I
come on, boss
travel.
lady.
I go. I got good friends. No, you come on. You better stop going home with strange niggas. You talking about come on, boss lady? I know you ain't trying to school
Oh,
me. I know you
Sorry.
ain't trying to school me. I'm
well,
sorry that. Hey
tell
Leslie,
I would tell both y'all agree to disagree because number one,
I'm not
even
agreeing with
myself,
nothing. You a
even
man and you can
even
do what you want to do. I'm a woman. I don't go home to with strange men.
I'm not saying to do that, boss lady. I'm just saying trust your
Well,
instinct.
that's what
That's
me and
all.
him talking about. Mustard goes home
No,
with strong with
okay,
strange
I'm not,
men.
listen, hold on, boss lady. I'm not saying that you should go home with strange men. What I'm trying to say is being realistic. If you met someone you were attracted to in a club and you were drinking, okay, not off your head, you might be tempted, right, to go home with them.
I've been in the
No?
club. I've been in the club and met somebody in the club that was fucked up.
Did you go home with them though?
No, it was my
Okay.
shit. It was. I'm gonna tell you this again. I don't do that. But you know what? His ass wanted to come to my motherfucking house. No, you wanna know what I did? I put him in his car. He was the one fucking drunk. I don't get like that when I go out.
Oh, he was
I
too
don't.
drunk to fuck me. That's what you
Uh-uh,
say. I'm just messing with you.
you
I'm
must
just.
be messing with. If you can see my, if you can see my face right now, no,
I'm just messing
no,
with you, sugar. You
no.
said you put him in the car because he was drunk. I just because I have had women that I've been with and they were too drunk. I said, never mind, forget it.
Never mind. Forget it. What you just
fucking
leave?
her, fucking her. Just leave her, because you ain't gonna enjoy that. Mm-mm. No, no, dear.
No, no.
I don't know what the fuck William talking about. Let me make a disclaimer. He is all on his own with this one. I'm taking back like y'all are. The
So,
hell,
mm.
Leslie, you hear this? No, I don't do that. Don't do that no more.
Okay, but okay, it doesn't even have to be a sexual thing. You might, okay, let's say you go clubbing and you meet some cool people, like a group of people, right? And they say, "Oh, come to our house. We're gonna have another party at the house." Will you not go?
You know what? Maybe I'm not like that. Probably because in my childhood, my father was a detective and then a sergeant. So I don't know. Maybe that's why I would probably never ever do that like that. Maybe it's the way I'm raised. And since you need a fucking excuse
Right?
for me not to go home with a goddamn stranger, the fuck?
No, no, you're making it sound so bad. You're making it
And
sound so
no,
bad.
I
Make,
know,
like,
I know. I'm just saying. I know people that fucking see somebody they're attracted to and will roll out with them, boo boo. I don't do that.
Hmm.
I'm the one
Well,
that's
That's
like,
that's okay.
God bless you.
I respect that.
Yo, let's make sure we call Mustard tomorrow, yo.
well, confession time. You know me,
Okay.
being a DJ back in the day. I did roll out with a couple of women, a few women, when I first seen them, because yeah, I mean, God dog, and I went to their house. So
Right.
I, I'm not going to sit up here and lie to nobody
What
and
did
say, no,
Mustard say?
I didn't
Mustard
do it.
said nice.
Huh?
You said nice.
Attractive. I was attracted to him. The sexual attraction was there. So I'm not going to say
Hmm.
what I wouldn't do or never did do, because we don't know. We don't know. And like I said, back
I
then
Right.
in
know.
the day, I was spent,
We
and
don't we don't know. That's
a lot of women that I did go
I
home
know.
with
I
were
know, because
older women,
I don't have to think.
because, like I said,
I had to make
that's what,
choices.
that's,
You ever
that's
heard
what,
about that? Excuse me for a minute,
that was
William.
my choice. I made a
Hold up, William.
choice.
Hold up.
I made
It's
that
called
choice. That's making
choices.
choices. I made that choice to go home with that woman that night.
I know y'all, both of y'all did.
right.
So,
And no, but hold
but
on. You see, with
it doesn't
William,
make me
I've
it
also
doesn't
heard
make me a
like
bad
a lot.
person. It doesn't make me a
Right,
bad person.
and it don't make me a fan, and it don't make
Right. It
me a
doesn't.
victim. And if I don't do it, then I just don't fucking do it.
Right. So if I ever met you in a club back in the heyday, then
No, boss lady. There's nothing wrong.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. But we do have people out here that do
Yeah,
that
there's
All
kind of
nothing
I'm
wrong with
stuff.
saying
that.
is that you got some good people in the world, and you got
Yep.
some bad people, and
And
that's
I've
all
been
I'm gonna say. Make
I've
your
been
own
fortunate
decision.
enough to meet a lot of good people. That's what I'm saying. In my heyday partying, when I was like, what, 19,
Me
20, let's
too.
see. See, I started out at
I've
17
been
in a
partying
club.
since I was freaking 19 years old, and I ain't never got thrown off a fucking boat or yacht. Okay,
Well,
all
well,
I'm saying
that's,
is I know people who to party with, and I don't all this extra serial killing shit.
hmm
You
but
always supposed to.
put it this way, boss lady. We don't know how our lives are going to end. We don't know how or what might become of it.
Right.
Even at my age, I could be 72 and decide to go out there to the casino or even to a club. We got a club right over across the street. I could go out there and decide to go there. My life can end. I'm going out to have fun, you know, but I end up dead. It's not for me
You
to
just a person just don't end up dead.
yeah. Well, yes, they
No,
do.
No,
no,
you
no,
can't.
no,
You
no,
can't.
You
Hold on,
can.
boss
no,
Yes,
lady.
no.
you
You can
can
have a
just
heart
end up
attack at
dead
any time.
at any time.
Yeah, you can have a heart attack or
Some
anything like
fool
that.
might come in a grocery store
If you
and
have a
be
heart,
shooting at everybody,
if you
and
have
you
a heart
get
attack
shot and
in the
killed.
grocery store, it's going to be somebody there to witness it. But if you in a
Mm,
hotel or
But
somebody's
boss lady, you
apartment,
we're
can
not
die
talking.
hold
any.
on, or
We're not
somebody's
talking about.
apartment,
We're not. But see,
and
we're
you
not
don't.
talking about going home and dying. We're talking
Well,
about
that's what I'm talking about.
going.
I don't know what
Well,
you talk about.
but see,
I'm talking about
I don't
going
think
home
like. I
with
don't think.
somebody and don't make it back to your
But
destination.
see, I don't think like that, because a lot
So
of
I sure
times
hope
at
not.
the in the moment, it,
We talk about a freaking serial kill here.
even well, if you, how
We
do we
ain't talking
know
about you.
well, what I'm saying is, how do I know that that woman I'm not going home with is a serial killer? Because, like I said, they have women serial killers. How would I know?
What
A
you
lot of
But
people
asking me?
boss
didn't
lady,
know. It's not. It's not that they
a
made
lot
the
of people
wrong
didn't know.
choice. It's not that they made the wrong choice. It's just something that is going to happen in their lives.
Right. And it's something that was it's not something that they knew that if obviously if they knew that they were gonna meet a serial killer, or even if they knew there was a serial killer in the same room as them, they wouldn't have even went to the club.
Right. That's
Going
what
to
I
You
the
know what I
thought.
mean,
club,
boss lady?
going to the
Huh?
club is going to the club is one thing. It's this the decisions that you make afterwards. That's gonna be
Okay.
life or
So
death.
Okay.
so even
Remember
Hold,
that.
well, not all the time. Not all the time. The decision that you make.
Remember when you go out and you know that your drink minimum was normally 3, but now you want to go extra board and have like 8. Now you got to be carried the fuck out.
No,
Look,
nah.
right.
okay. Remember when you went out gambling and the machine went off and you won a lot of money
Hmm.
and then you meet this lady at the fucking casino,
Oh fuck
and,
no, she ain't
and
coming home
you
with
take
me. I ain't that stupid.
you
I
take her back to
number
the
one,
hotel,
number
and she
one. Nope,
steals
nope,
all
nope,
your
nope, nope.
winnings.
Number
Don't say
one,
shit.
number one. I'm not that. I'm not that easy to pick up on women because I know what it's about. Like I said, remember what I said before? It's money. You see me there winning a lot of money. You ain't spoke to me all goddamn night. Then all of a sudden you want to come over there and speak to me and all that shit. Oh no, boss lady, it don't work like that with me. No, 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 no. Because I have won like $10,000. You know what I did? Called me security, got me a police escort, took my money to the deposit there and deposited in there and went on home, took me home. And then after I got home, I took my pistol out, slept with it under my pillow in case a motherfucker wanted to come in there and kick open my door. Where's the money? No, I, nah, it don't work like that. I like I said, I didn't get to be this old except by the grace of God. And the lessons that I learned, I know how, what, and not to do. And especially when it comes to the affairs of the heart, you don't do that. You just don't run off with everybody that you see. Yeah, I made the mistake when I was younger, and some of it I paid for, some of it I didn't. Because I remember having to jump out the goddamn bedroom window because an old man was coming in. You see what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah. Well, I could tell you some stories now, being a man, about women that I got in trouble with because they were aggressive with me, and I wanted it.
Exactly, Mr. Vinny Vin.
So
He
You
said,
wanted
he
to,
said,
what did he say?
he says, but we weren't a violent
you said they were
generation, Boss
aggressive with you and
Lady.
you wanted
We
it.
went out to have fun. We didn't shoot them. We didn't shoot them up or go out there with anybody. It was for safety. Exactly.
Yeah, it
Let
was
me
for
get
that. But you also know that even then, there were women and men that had women and men that you get out there and do something, goddamn it, you get caught. You better get the hell out of there. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't violent, but you
see
know it could
you
turn
wouldn't
violent.
but see you wouldn't be having to tell me and Mr. Vinny Vin because we already scoped the place out and we already know where the exit door is.
Well,
Why
that's
all y'all still climbing on top of each other?
nah, nah. You're not the only one that scopes out exits. Trust me.
We
Trust me.
already at the door in our car already.
Yeah, I already know about which
Baby,
exit to look at, which
tell.
and I don't go in a place where there's only one way in and one way out. Period.
All right.
Anyway.
How about this? When you
Oh,
say something kick off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You running for cover. You running out the door. And the same girl and the same girl that you was kicking it to it earlier,
Mm-hmm.
now she done latched onto your arm. Like, oh my God. And she hysterical and both of y'all trying to get out this place. What you gonna do?
Well, if I keep my head about myself, I will try to help her get out of there. But if she pulling me back, trying to say, "Oh my," jumping up and down, screaming like you see them do in the movies, which is stupid. Uh, hey, baby, you got to get your own way. I know which way to go. Now you either follow me or you're gonna get left behind. Now, self-preservation is the law of the nation, dear. You know that. You know that. Now, if I could save you, I'm gonna save you. If you're gonna sit up there screaming, hollering, yelling, and going the opposite way, that's on you. I already know which way to go.
mm, okay. So, boss lady, I've got a question for you. So, when should you go to the person's house? After 20 dates? Is that when you should go to the
He's
person's
still
house?
trying to get you to go to somebody's house. Hell no.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. So if I meet somebody at the club, and I done met plenty of people at the fucking club, don't mean that I'm ready for them to for like and all my friends. When I meet them, my friends is meeting them too for the first time. We don't be just letting it just anybody the fuck in just because we meet you at a party. No.
No, let's say you're attracted to the person and you wanna see how things go, right? I'm asking you, so when should you go to the person's house? After you date for 10 days, 20 days, I want to know the time when you can now trust the person that they won't kill you if you go to their house. So
Are you
how
talking
long
about
is that period?
are you talking about as friends or as lovers?
Well,
Is a
you got to be
potential lover.
now. As you got to be friends before you become lovers. Now,
I'm saying, why do I even have to meet somebody at the club and bring them home?
Oh, okay. First, say you were just hypothetically speaking that you meet someone, you're single. This is all hypothetically speaking, right? You meet someone you're
Hypothetically,
attracted to at the
I
club.
can't believe Buster is still on this.
No, 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 no. I just hold on. No, I just want to
Real,
know for
real.
myself so I can keep myself safe.
I would
When
tell you
should
this.
you, after
I'm
20
not.
days?
I'm not. If we wind up being cool, trust me, we done already talked about your ass in our around all of my friends, and I don't think it's gonna be no lover because most of us is already in a relationship. Practically, I think all of us. And two, the only thing you can be is a friend. Now it's whether we all gonna get along with each other or even want you in the group, but it ain't gonna be no sex. No.
well, if you already
Okay.
got a partner, you shouldn't be thinking about sex outside the relationship anyway. But let's face it, there are, and I think Mustard has done it. He's had a lover before, and he met somebody outside the club at the club,
Yeah, I
and he
peeped that
decide
already.
he decided to go home with him, not thinking about his lover or whatever.
Wait a
Am I
minute.
right?
Hold up. Now I didn't know he had a lover in this.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna bring it to the light. I want to know, Mustard.
No,
Have you ever
no. My
cheated on your
point.
partner?
No, no.
Have you
I
cheated
don't
on
want.
your
I don't know.
partner?
I don't want to make this personal. I don't want to make this personal. I'm just gonna. My point
No, it's
was.
Oh,
Hold
not.
on. My
It's
point
oh,
not.
was
now,
basically that.
now he don't want to
No, no.
make
Let
it.
me just say my point, and I'm gonna stop. Oh no, no. Hold on.
Oh, for real? You done you
Let me
done
just say
ran
my
around the
point, and I'm gonna
corner,
stop.
baby. You done
Hold on. Let
went,
me just.
baby. You done ran around the corner with it, baby. You done grabbed Dovey's scooter, okay, and brought the conversation
Let me hold on. I
back to
just.
the forefront. After I done told you,
No, boss lady, and
no,
everybody. Okay.
no.
I
Even
just want to say
William,
my point. My point was to basically say that. Hold on. Let me just say my point. I just wanted to say whether you meet a person that same day or you've known them for 20 days, people can still shock you. That person that you've known for 20 days can still kill you. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how long you know someone. If someone is crazy, they're just crazy. Some people can hold. I've had friends that pretended to be good people for so long, then after a couple of months, they start showing you their crazy side. You know what I mean? And they can just snap and kill you and eat you. So it doesn't matter how long you've known someone. You can know them for 1 day or 20 days. They can still kill you.
put
That's
it this way:
that was my point.
you're
So
not gonna be able to because
you know what
you
I
ain't gonna
mean?
have that long. I know when a motherfucker acting shady. I know it.
But you know, I'm
It
just
don't take me long
uh,
to be like, I don't want to be bothered with you.
Mustard,
I'm
you
talking
got
about
it
a matter of seconds.
right. Mustard, you have to realize that's female talk. Okay,
This is
us
female talk, women
okay.
intuition,
right.
okay, common sense,
And not taking anything
all
away from
that.
you, Mustard, but you think entirely different than Boss Lady does as a woman. Okay,
Well, I'm gonna
not
tell you, as an
Right.
older woman, stop
yeah,
going to
well.
people's house
I
that
don't
you
want to
don't
say
know
older
like that.
women. I don't want to say older woman now, Boss Lady.
Well, the way he acting like he don't know that he whether you trust a person or put trust in a person or not. Stop
Mm.
going to everybody's house.
Okay, I'm gonna stop because this might be a warning for me. I might need a Jeffrey, so I'm gonna stop. Thank you.
Well,
I'm gonna go. Remember when Boss Lady and William told me not to go and look at me now? You know what I mean? Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Okay, I get you. I
the,
get
the the
Why did
only advice
I get
the
you.
only
why
advice
did
I'm gonna give you, Mustard, is enjoy your life, have fun with it while you're young, but be diligent and careful of what your surroundings when you go out there.
okay, let
That's
me
all I'm
ask
gonna
you a
say.
question now, Mustard. Do you think you could have been one of Jeffrey's victims? Almost a victim.
No, because I've never had a sexual partner who was bigger than me. I'm a big guy, so I would knock Jeffrey down. And even the drugs, he would really have to drug me. He might have to use all his collection because I'm a very big person. It takes a lot for me to get down.
Oh my gosh, you're okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
small. I mean, I
Well,
can
yeah.
drink a whole bottle of Hennessy and still be able to
Yeah,
cope.
mustard,
So,
mustard. There's a difference in drinking a whole bowl of Hennessy and drinking some knockout drops. Okay, there's a big difference. So, the bigger they are,
It
you
ain't
trying to
gonna
say the
matter.
bigger you
the,
trying to say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. No, that's
He
not it
forgot
when it
all.
comes
He
to
forgot all
drugs.
about Jeffrey Dahmer was
Yeah,
drugging his victims.
yeah, yeah.
You missed
He
that part
forgot
in the
just that
movie, sir.
quick. Yeah.
You forgot that part, huh?
no, actually, no. Hold on. Another thing, Jeffrey would do a lot of work cutting me up because I'm big. It would take. He
He had so many pills crushed up that when you got to his apartment, you were so
was
numb.
small.
You would be so numb. You won't be able to move your arms or legs. Only thing that's gonna be really
Oh, I
moving
don't
slow
know.
is gonna be your eyeballs. So with me doing now I'm gonna buy it to do a diagnostic test on you.
Mustard, one thing,
Can
you
I
know
make
what?
this slow?
The mustard, you are an amazing individual, human being. I gotta, but I gotta laugh when you said you big. No, that don't mean a damn thing when it comes to
Except
drugs.
we talking
And
about Jeffrey drugging these
Dahmer,
big ass people.
right? He
No, but
drugged
okay,
big
okay, hold
people.
on. No, hold on. Did
A
you
lot of
see
these
that all
guys,
of the
a lot of
men that
these
he was
black
drug?
guys.
Hold on, boss lady. Did you see that all the men that he was drugging were all in shape and they were skinny? I'm just saying that's something to notice. He didn't
They
have any guy that's big,
they
muscular,
all
or fat. They were
they
all skinny guys.
no, they
So
all had 8 packs. They all had eight
that's
packs.
slim. They're in shape,
They were all in shape,
but they were not big guys.
and they
Right.
Well, what do you
well,
call big? What do you call big?
yeah, what do you call big? Because I don't know what you
Big, I
call
mean,
big.
as in high. I
You
mean, as in
sound like
high,
you.
and if you've got like muscle mass, you know what I
So
mean,
wait
or
a
you've
minute.
got weight to you.
So
He,
you look
he
like
sounds
a
like
bodybuilder. What
yeah,
do
he
you
sounds
look
like he
like?
in a bodybuilding the Incredible Hulk, maybe, or Lou Ferrigno or somebody.
I mean, okay, I mean anyone who's above 250 pounds. You're part of the big section now, right?
Okay,
Those
so
guys were under 200 pounds.
Wow.
your voice don't fit your voice don't fit a big muscular
I
guy.
know, I know I don't. My voice doesn't. My voice is very soft. I know I get that a lot. I don't look how I sound. I'm very dark. I've got a big beard. I'm a big person. I don't look how I sound. I get that a lot. I know. But it's
So
not
wait,
about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. But
I know what is big about you. Your
what?
Oh.
opinion. Your opinion.
That was like, oh wow, that was
Yes,
good.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, you got me there, boss lady. You got me. You got me.
See,
Wow.
see that mustard, your mind went somewhere else. She said the word big.
Boss lady, you got me.
Oh, stay a little bit longer.
You got me. You
Now
got me there.
let's do it. Now you a big guy, right? You a big
Me, yeah.
guy, but
Yeah.
you seem like you friendly. You like to be you. Do you like to be the center of attention?
No, I'm very shy actually. So that's why I like to meet
How
people.
can wait a minute? How can you be shy going home with somebody for the first time?
I'm trying. Hold up, William. William.
Now, see, he can be.
William.
Okay, boss lady, I'm gonna go on mute and let you ask these questions.
No, okay, let's change the subject. This is becoming too personal. Let's go back to
Uh,
Jeffrey.
no, this is about Jeffrey. This
Okay,
is about
okay,
Jeffrey. But now we're putting you as the character.
right.
And you already said you like it's nothing wrong, boss lady, with meeting people and going out with them or going to people's houses that you don't know.
Right.
That's back in the era, right, where people was doing like tabs and a little coke and all that shit, right? But
Right.
Jeffrey done took it a little further. Jeffrey trying to knock gay guys the fuck out. And he don't want to have to fight
Okay.
with you. He don't want to have to rumble with you, nor do he want to have to carry your ass. Okay?
But Jeff,
He
okay,
waited
boss lady,
till,
I'm gonna
he
stop.
waited
Okay,
till
I'm
you.
gonna stop you.
Okay, go ahead.
He. One thing about a predator, they know a victim, right? They know like this person, I can kill. This person, I can't. He would look at me and he would know he can't because of my size. I would not be
No,
his
no,
type.
hey, no,
He
no,
know.
no,
Yes,
no,
yes, yes, yes. They
no,
do.
no, no.
He,
We take with the size is out of it, baby, because he got something better than the size. He got some knockout pills, crushed.
okay.
He already
let me
he put it in some of the gay guys' drinks already.
let me put it this way. I could go
And let's
hunting
not
for it.
forget the fucking screwdriver that he screwed into that boy's head. He done went in and brought in some more tools besides the pills. He went and got him a drill. Child, please.
Right.
And look,
You better stop going. You better stop going to people's houses.
it it
But you know,
it don't matter the size of the game. If you
No,
got the right knockout drops, you can get them down. So don't think about you being a
and
big guy is gonna help you out anymore because hell, they hunt elephants. And what they use to hunt elephants with, they got drugs that'll knock out an elephant. So
hell yeah. Not only that, I would have told him.
but
I would have been like, I'll make my own drink. I'll make my own drink.
But you know what? Yeah, that's always my excuse when I go to someone's house. I'm always like, I'm bigger than the person. What is the worst that can happen? You know, that's always my thing in
Well,
the back
stop
of,
thinking
back of
like
my
that.
head. I'm always like, I'm okay. I'm bigger than the person.
You
hmm
must
So
be big. You
yeah.
must be
no,
big headed.
no,
No, I am not.
he's confident. Put it that way. He's
Baby,
confident.
it ain't that much confident in the world. You don't want to be. You don't look out. Yo, that guy that ran out, like the
I'm a
other guy
I'm
that
gonna
ran
leave you
out.
alone, Mustard. I'm gonna let the American woman take care of you now.
No, the guy that ran out of Jeffrey House, he was in great shape, swimmer's body, better shape than fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's ass, and he
Fucked
barely
him
got
up.
the fuck out the door. So what the size got to do with it? Can you fight?
But boss lady, if you let me
Can
tell
you
you
fight?
something about
Do you
hold
have?
on, hold on, let me tell you something about the power of the mentality. If you're a person who doesn't think that you're big and you can overpower someone, you're obviously gonna get overpowered. I put it in my head that if I go home with this person, if they try anything funny, I will knock them out in under 5 minutes. So that person, I have that energy. That person won't try me because they can just see the energy in my body that if I try anything funny with this guy, I'm gonna go down in under 5 minutes. You know what I
Well,
mean? But if you go in there like, oh, I'm scared,
I get
he
that. I
he
do get
it's
that.
all
he
mentality, boss lady. It's all in the
Yeah, that's
mental.
true. I have to
he
give you that one. Yeah,
he's
It's
you
a
all in the
MMA
mental.
he's an MMA fighter, dear.
No, no.
oh, oh,
I'm gonna be crying
he
now.
been he been watching a lot of Bruce Lee movies growing up, so he knows some of the moves.
Oh my God, William,
I'm
Oh my
just
God, you
I'm
guys are
just
funny.
making fun because honest to God, I wouldn't want nothing to happen to him. He sounds like he's a fun-loving person. He enjoys life, and no matter what, like you said, if you got the confidence, you could knock a nigga out with one blow. You go right on the head. That
I'm telling
motherfucker
you,
fuck with
it's
you,
all in the
get
mental.
funny. Yeah, as long as if he get funny with you, knock his ass out. Don't
okay?
even wait around.
Don't even hesitate. And look, Mustard to walk into the apartment with a cocky attitude.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I'm gonna tell you is don't drink the drink.
Yeah,
Don't
he done
drink
walked
the
in.
drink.
He done walked in with his fist balled up. I'm just waiting to see if this motherfucker do something so I can knock his ass out.
Oh my god. Well, I don't
Oh God.
yo. I have to hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm fucking crazy. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's all in the mental. You just gotta prepare yourself for anything in life.
Yeah,
And
you do. You
I,
do. You're right, my son. I agree with you on that part, but you can't go around thinking that every motherfucker that you meet is gonna do something to you. You can't have that attitude.
that
Because
is
you
true.
can't
That is true.
you can't enjoy life that way, you know. Even me, I go out at my age, I relax and then let my guard down, you know. But I do, but like I said, if I'm in a white bar and I hear somebody go hee haw, my ass is out of there. I'm for real.
My God. Right, right.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
because of the things I have experienced growing up and the way I know how some people act. So, but and continue to enjoy life.
Yeah,
And I know, like I said, you're over there and we're over here in America, and people do things differently. The lifestyle is different. The uh, getting along with people are different. Yeah, it's
right.
a big difference. I have a young lady that I been with for a while. She's from the Caribbean, and her attitude about Americans is completely different from mine. And she sees the things that go on in America, and we have conversations about it. And I can see where she's coming from. She goes, she travels,
Right.
she meets a lot of different people, but she's due diligent now. She due diligent, but they have fun and they enjoy life. They enjoy life. So
Right.
a lot of times over
You
here
have
we're
to.
yeah, over here we might enjoy life, but we're uptight about it because we get so much on the news media. It floods us with inundated with violence, violence, violence as a culture that
Right.
there's a big difference. There's a big difference.
No, I agree with you.
Mm-mm.
America does seem scary. From what I see over here, it does seem
Right, right.
yeah, it's not the same. You're right. It's not the same. The culture is
Hmm.
different. You're right.
Hmm.
Like the
So,
people here are nice. They're not that. There's not a lot of crime. Well, it depends where you stay, but it's not that bad here.
well, yeah, all countries have crime,
Like,
but like you say, it depends on where you stay at, and basically, in like over there, like I say, in the Caribbeans in Europe, for most of the part, people are a little bit more friendlier than here in America because I have people here that I can say hi to, wave to, and goddamn it, they look at me like,
right.
"What the fuck you looking at?" So
Yeah, it does
yeah,
make a difference.
yeah, it
Yeah,
makes a
because
difference where you are and the people that you surround yourself with, and like I said,
People in London is very friendly people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've
Even
met,
yeah,
met.
even and a lot of it has to do with even tourism because they know that the American money coming over there, the money it brings tourism, so they have a more tendency to welcome people, especially when you're buying their gifts, their
My friend
food and all that.
was in Scotland. That's why we went out there.
Mhm.
He lives in
They
Scotland.
have a tendency to be more open and welcoming. It's about tourism. That's just the way it is here in the United States. A bunch of people come over from foreign countries to tour in the United States. They welcome them like, certain people, but our own people, we go to the same restaurant. We get that look like, what the fuck you doing in here? So
mm,
it's the culture. It's culture. That's all it is. A difference of
right.
culture. We may agree on a lot of things, but when it comes down to people, we can never, and I mean never, say what a person will and won't do. So,
That is true. That is true. I agree with that. That is very true.
hmm.
People will surprise you.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right.
Hey, Dr.
But
Soapy.
I will put that into perspective.
Hey,
Hey,
well, happy belated birthday for Dr. Sophie.
yeah. Hugs to you, Dr. Soapy. How you
Oh,
doing,
God,
buddy?
I missed that party.
Oh, I
I
didn't miss it. I
I
was there.
wasn't home. I
I
probably
was
wasn't
there.
home.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about our YouTube buddies here on the street, Mustard. He had a birthday, and hell, he plays music better than I do sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See,
Hey,
yeah, I'm from the old. You can say old school. They're more the modernized version of me. That's so. I'll put it that way. But he's
Okay.
he's a damn good DJ.
Okay.
Damn good
Cool.
DJ.
Cool.
We're the DJ of the beef
Cool.
sector here on YouTube. So, speaking of which, boss lady,
Oh yeah, the beef sector.
yeah, the beef sector,
yeah,
boss
let me
lady.
pass my wine. Let me pass my wine.
Pass your wine.
Yeah,
You're not gonna pass your wine. We want to know
I ain't gonna be.
when is your next verses. You know what I like to hear verses of you
I
and
wasn't never
Soapy.
on verses.
Well, you should do one. You should do one. You and Dr. Soap. I would love to see that one.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, you and Dr. Soap have a verses. I would love to see that.
He play a lot of music I like.
Hmm. Oh, he plays a lot of music I like, but like I said, I'm sticking to my bread and butter for me. Now that night he played Tupac and all them guys. Oh hell yeah, I was up there listening. Shit yeah. But hi Ligale, how you doing, dear?
Hey, Gail.
But I was up there listening, and yeah, I'll be thinking. But I'm like you, boss lady. I hate getting my shit shut down on me in the middle of doing something good, having fun. I hate getting it shut down with YouTube. You know how YouTube is. Some hey Bookie, what's the matter? Who at the front door?
Come here, Spunky. What are you talking about? Come here. Come on.
Spunk was probably barking at mustard. Oh shoot.
You did so nice.
You still there, Mustard? Your picture done disappeared. What's going on with StreamYard in these pictures?
He ain't had no picture when he
No, I'm
first.
sorry. I'm eating my dinner. Sorry. I don't want to make
Oh,
noise. I'm just eating my dinner. But I'm here. Sorry.
okay. No,
But
no, his name was up there, but now they just got the little blank. You know how they have the blank with no name.
oh, I see his
That
name.
oh, yeah, now it comes back up. I see it now, but at first it wasn't
Oh,
up there.
yeah, yeah. When I'm reading somebody's when you reading somebody's message, the name will disappear.
Oh, hmm.
And then when you take the message down off the screen, then the names will come back.
Oh, okay, okay. Hmm. Yeah, but no.
Hey,
Uh,
Gail.
I missed a whole afternoon messing with you. What time is it? 6:29. I had planned on going bike riding, but I think that's over with now because it's starting to get dark earlier as we go into the fall.
Well,
And
I
I
would
don't
say
I,
I don't want to get
I don't
into
I don't want
the
to be out there and then I don't want to be out there riding at nighttime. Oh heck no.
what you
Mm-mm.
riding.
My bicycle.
Oh, you got lights
Yeah.
on your bike?
I got one light and that's the tail light. I don't have the headlight. So that's one reason why I'm not getting out there. But I plan on getting me an electric bike. I
And
don't
don't
know.
listen to me.
Huh?
I like I'm gonna tell if your bike don't have lights, you shouldn't be riding it at night.
Oh no, I don't. I don't. I got the little flashing red lights on the tail blinking, but far as the front end, no, I don't have that front headlight. No, and
So do you have the like if you turn it to the left, will your back light
turn
your
signal.
back
Yeah, yeah, I can make a turn signal. Yeah,
so those are working right now.
those are working. I
Oh,
don't
you
have the.
can go ahead out.
No, 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 no. You
Why?
know,
The thing on your bike?
you don't know the drivers here at nighttime.
Oh,
No, dear. No people driving here at night in my little town. Shit, no. Mm-mm. They get drunk on the road. Oh, hell no. They'll swear to God they didn't see you. And you can have a reflective vest on and everything.
so
No.
where you at, you have to have signals on your bike.
No, we don't have to. I just bought one with a signal on it to turn left and right. And I even got rear view mirrors on it. So,
That's how my bike is.
but no, I don't drive ride it at night because like I said, people out here at night, they don't see too well. And certain streets you go down, they're not lit as brightly as they would be.
I don't like bike helmets though.
Oh, you should wear one.
Oh, I do wear it. That's all right.
Oh, well, no, I don't like mine either. But you wear them just to protect that hard head of ours. That's all. Yeah. But I'm gonna go probably one day next week, and I'm gonna look at. I want to get me an electric bike because let's face it, me pedaling up and down these hills and side streets, it kind of wears
Oh
on
yeah.
tears on
Oh my goodness.
tears
My
on the
first,
knees.
the first one I seen was Ray J. Ray J. He has a scooter line,
Hmm.
but them shits, I think you should get those too.
Scooters,
Yeah, get you the one with the seat, the electric bike,
yeah.
or the electric scooter. It looked just like the one like Ray J has. It looked like a regular bike.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a
Well,
scooter, and it it does the same thing like an electrical bike.
I really, I don't know. I'm leaning more toward. I hate to get rid of my bike, but I want a bike to replace the bike. A scooter to me, I don't know. Scooters, I don't know. And I even, you remember when they came out with those two wheelers that you stand on and what they call them damn things?
I got a three wheeler.
Yeah, but they had the two wheelers out that you stand on like a scooter. They call them scooters too, but
I don't know
they
about.
were just two wheels and you'd be standing up, guiding them with your hand and your feet and all that. I never did
Oh
like
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I never
it's,
did like them.
it's like a version of a skateboard.
Yeah, like a skateboard, but except they had the handle coming up and you just hold on. Yeah, I never did like those.
No, you said you wanted to get you an electric one. You can get you one of those. Them shits is comfortable.
Mm-mm. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get my electric bike. Matter of fact, somebody's gonna help me pick it out. We're gonna look at them and decide.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. If you're gonna get the electric bike, you better get the one that when that you still want to be able to pedal it too.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I'm gonna use the electricity to go up the hill, you know, and then turn it off and then just pedal when I'm on an even surface. I'm not gonna just to ride all day on the electric. I still want my legs to get that exercise in it, but I don't want to strain them to the point where because we got some steep hills here where I live at. God dog
I,
streets.
I have a three wheeler,
Mm.
a tire in the front and two in the back.
Oh yeah. Now, if I thought about getting a three wheeler, it'll be a trike. It'll be a motorcycle. I'm not going to get no bicycle. I won't be. I really want a three-wheel trike. I really do. You know. And then I was looking at those Can-Ams. I was looking at one of those. I was thinking about a Can-Am, but hell, wintertime, shit, I couldn't ride it the way I wanted to. So,
Child, I don't care what nobody say. If your insurance allow you to get it, get it.
oh yeah, yeah.
Get you the I think I like the ones that look like a skateboard, but they don't look that comfortable to me.
I want to be sitting down anyway.
I
Shit.
want to be I sit down.
Yeah, I want to be sitting anyway. I don't want to be standing going nowhere all the time. Even little hoverboards. My nephews has got those, and they you ought to get one. You ought to. Hell no. I
Yeah,
mm-mm.
but With your bike, do you have to have a key?
What with the electric bike that I'm getting?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them you have to have a key.
Okay, because mine's have the key.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. It's gonna definitely have the key because that way, when I shut it off, can't nobody take off with it. And then I'm gonna get me an extra padlock to go on it, so can't nobody steal it if I'm in the store or something like that. So, oh yeah, I know how to lock them up. Be safe with them. You know, you want to prevent theft. Yeah. Shit, they talking about car theft. Shit, there's steal more bikes around here than a little bit.
I was looking on the internet about for the electric bikes. There's some nice ones out there.
Yeah, there are some nice ones, and they get good mileage too, being fully charged. You know,
You can even get you the electric bike that when you finish with it, you can fold it up.
fold them up. Yeah, I seen those. I seen those. I thought about that too, but ah, I just want to be able to hop on it, take on off, and get on out of there. Just so I can do. I'm gonna do a lot of filming too, and I gotta get me a tripod so I can mount on that bike. I wanted to be able to mount my camera on it and
Oh yeah,
ride with it.
they got the one where you can. Well, depending on, I have a GoPro, but I can
Yeah,
wrap it up on my bike and it won't go. It won't go nowhere.
yeah, the GoPro. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
something like that.
It's small. Is if you can put it on widescreen. I think the GoPro is the move.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then you can buy the whole kit where you can even put it around your head, your chest. Yep, I love my GoPro.
like vacation time next year. I'll be going. I was going to do it this year, but next year I know I'm going places, and I want to be able to strap it to me, and just say like if I go hang gliding, which I'm thinking about it. Hang gliding out. You can see me doing it live right there instead of just videotaping it and then downloading. I want to do everything live to show people, hey, I'm enjoying life. Don't worry about it. Zip lining, you know, the stuff like, like Duchess did when he was crossing that bridge. It was so scary self. you know, so that's basically what I want to do. But my bike, I'm going to go look at that next week, and hopefully, if they're not too high, I will get one.
You already bought the camera?
Oh, I got my camera. I got like 4 different cameras. I got a GoPro. I got a uh, Apple, and then I could use my. I really love using my phone better than I do the GoPro. That's why I say I would mount my phone on the bike and shoot videos. Really, live stream. Because I ain't into all that working and shooting videos, and then you got to download them and all that. Yeah, I'll do it every once in a while. I'll do it, but I want to I want to start doing my videos live right there in person. So if y'all see me fall off my bike, then y'all can laugh at me.
Okay.
Or if I'm riding down in the woods and a deer runs out in front of me, you know.
So I ain't gonna put. I thought I did a review on my GoPro, but I guess I
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
Boss Lady and William, thank you so much. I enjoyed myself. This
did.
conversation was good, and I
You're
learned some
welcome, Mustard.
things that I need to put in my life as well. But thank you so much. Have a good. I don't know if it's daytime or evening there. I don't know, but evening. So
Yeah, it's evening. It's going on evening here with us, and you have a wonderful evening. And be careful, okay?
okay, I will be. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Bye,
You're
guys.
welcome, Mustard. Bye
All right, bye, Buster.
bye. Well, this has been an interesting conversation this evening. I love Mustard. I like the way he was thinking.
I
Oh
like
gosh.
different people's point of view, but
Yeah, yeah.
all
But
in all,
like I
what it
said,
is.
long as we're safe out there, and we're able to come home the next day or the next night. That's all that matters. Enjoy your life, have fun with it, and be diligent on what you're doing. You know.
All right, and watch out, y'all, for them sickos out there. I'll see you all in my next video.
All right, boss lady. I'll talk with you later, dear. And tell Watermelon Sugar I was trying to get up there before she left, but she said she had to go out, and tell her I love her and I will see her soon somewhere on these
Well, you
streets.
just said it in the video. Deuces.
Aces, baby.
I forgot to put on Christmas love.